As you all might recall from last week, it was a pretty epic fun time. After finishing off the cave, and having a deal dinner with Death, who corrected some deus ex machina that was already performed on the party, reverting things back to what he calls a status quo, so to speak, but giving you a little leg up in the process, rewarding you with what the DM called one of the most powerful weapons in the entirety of the game, a single-use poison. And it's a standard poison, you can apply it to any weapon and it can be used, or, administer it somehow. But if stabbed into a monk, they will never again be able to use ki. Deathly powerful. After that, the team wrestled with their final decision. What would they do? Would they fight their way through a full-on dungeon that the DM spent hours prepping with multiple maps and lots of enemy encounters and stuff, or smash their ship through the wall and jump to the very last fight in it? The DM is not disappointed in the outcome. Big smile on his face, as the party did. The Chrono Trigger reference ultimately is what it was. Your ship torn apart to shreds and pieces, shattered beyond even Jade and Flux's repair. Nimbar's like, what about me? And it's like, you use the magic to fix things. I'm talking like hammer and steel here. Magic can fix anything technically with enough power, so that's, irrelevant. At that point, you have a new ship. It's the ship of Theseus at that point you're talking. So, go that route when you get to it. Beyond that, I did say all of your extras, all of your NPCs that had traveled with you, and etc., they are all inside the bottles still. For one last time. Once released, they can't be put back. Consider it a Pandora's box, if you would. These are just calm, casual reminders at the start. Because when you landed in, all hell broke loose in a pretty big fight. The other group of NPCs, Rhea, and Zariel, and all that stuff, not here at the moment. They seem to be elsewhere, having jettisoned from the ship. With that, when you landed, you had a whole bunch of big bads, including a Baelor, a demon, who seems to have been in league with the devils, beginning a fight. Which we've already started into a bit and got down to Nimbar's turn. So I'm going to unpause the game. Unfortunately, I have to end and start combat again because the clock starts up when that happens. So we're going to do that. And if I was smart, I would have kept the dice rolls. I know Bellamy was on top of the list, so I'm going to put her to the very top. And unless someone had an epic initiative and they remember it and they want to keep that, you can all feel free to reroll. Because I did pretty bad on a couple of them. Especially the Baelor. He ended up at the end. So I'm going to throw out a free reroll to save time. Since I hit the print screen button, and it didn't work.
Did someone hit the re-roll button on one of my numbers? Because he got a 30, and I don't think that's possible for me.
Oh, no, that's me. Cleared... Let me clear that initiative. I meant to do that to Bellamy, but she appears to have disappeared off the list. What the heck? Actually, you know what? Since she's not here... I'm going to say Bellamy is stuck 3/4 of the way up in snow to her waist, in the wall nearby, and is unable to combat at the moment, digging herself free. Shouldn't need the help. Team's pretty strong, right? Because Foundry decided to just delete her off the map, because why not, right? Oh my god. It's gonna be a day. And not Nimbar has the same initiative value as Nimbar, right? Just goes after, if used?
Yeah. Goes like the same turn, it doesn't get its own turn.
So I put it at 8.99, and this also means I need to add one more to the screen here. And what did you get? A 16, so that's going to be a 6. That way I don't forget Jade's second turn.
do you need to roll for Kamashag?
Oh, sorry. I always forget about him because he's going to be hiding.
Yeah, it's just like right now he's facing a Balrog.
Now I'm going to
Or
update
Pit Fiend, sorry.
the Iron Earnies and drop that one down, as none of the bad guys have had a turn yet except the Pit Fiend. And they're at the top of the initiative, which honestly is how it rolled, which is kind of nice. Don't have to do any funky things. This way the clock doesn't tick. And Alec goes first.
Okie dokie.
Oh my god, both Nimbars are back to back on that, hey? Except it's the simulacrum first, so let me just rename that.
Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other.
There you go.
Thank you.
I should color its background in like blue or something, just so I know. Save myself the minute, but I'm lazy. So
That would be great.
We'll get to it eventually, because you're going to have simulacrums.
Yeah.
I think, given that I am face to face with a big red chungus in front of me, I think I'll start by going super druid. So I will use my bonus action to go into a starry form, and I'll choose the form of a... What's that, Jillian?
I said an ice Minerva.
An ice
Actually-
Minerva!
Oh,
Wonder Twin powers activate!
Pardon me for one moment. I just got a request for a phone call from a family member. Like I said, one's in hospital, and they actually just messaged me, seeing if I got a minute. So, give
Right.
me
Yeah.
5
You
minutes.
go
I'll be
ahead.
right back.
Gives me time to think. I wasn't expecting to be first up anyway.
Gives time for people to replan. But give me 5-10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yep, go for it.
Good.
Okay.
Jillian and Jade, don't forget you both have advantage on your first attack.
Oh, for the barbs.
Silvery barbs, because that is my signature spell, because fuck yeah, it is.
Nice.
That spell is dumb. I don't understand how it's level 1.
Power
Well, you
creep doesn't
see-
exist in 5e. Power creep's not real.
That you see, when you're the golden child of Wizards of the Coast, you can do whatever you want and get away with it. So
Wizards of the Coast, I love them all equally. This one's my favorite. You
And
get
by
back
a
in your
lot.
corner. Get back in your corner.
They,
How dare you?
they have real disdain for the ranger. Like,
Oh,
even
dude.
even like paladins spells at second level, you know, like all the other half-casters, like spells at second level. Rangers, you know, you need to wait till level 3. Like, what? Why do I need to wait till level 3 to cast Goodberry? Shut the fuck up. It's yeah, it's just it's like, why though? Boom, boom, boom. I really genuinely don't remember a lot about pit fiends. But a bonus
They're
action.
big. They're big and scary.
Yeah. I think he clocked me. No, wait, he didn't clock me because of your silvery barbs.
Yeah, he was going to, and I'm like, no. He's like, fine, I'll do it again. I'm like, no. He's like, fine.
I don't know what's. I don't like. Here's the thing. I can cast polymorph on him because it's a free 4th level cast. He's doing magic resistance, so he's likely to save.
But if he doesn't, he's out of the fight.
Yeah, otherwise I'm doing like 4d10 and a cantrip, which just seems fine, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not the worst thing. What cantrip do you have that it's 40-10?
Primal Savagery.
Okay. Yeah, because I know all the druids don't get any of the good cantrips.
Oh, I'd say druids don't get very many good spells at all.
Yeah.
So I've really come to not like playing druids. Like, I'm sticking with Alec because I'm in it now, but druids sound good on like an empty field with no allies. But as soon as you bring the dungeon element into Dungeons and Dragons, like their spell list goes out the window. It's like, yeah, you can cast Earthquake and destroy the dungeon, but everyone's in it. So
you could put like a wall here so people can't get through.
Yeah, but then that just makes it boring for the rest of you guys.
Well, no, we kill the pit fiend and then we go for the next one.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just like, you're right. Druids are territorial casters. Like you mess with the territories.
Yeah. So I think I'll just try and polymorph the pit fiend. So then, Flux and can like hold the line, so to speak, at one of these between the pillars, and Jade can do his shenanigans. Otherwise, I'll block off sight for everyone else and be like, okay, no, it's mine. Yeah. I just like, it's not a big complaint. It's just like I watch a lot of D&D content, and people like to theory craft a lot, but I find the theory crafting doesn't often stand up and actual play, which is a shame.
I know that feeling. Like, I love Artificer, like the concept of Artificer, and like playing it is fun, but it always missing something at the same time. Like it just really sucks that they're a third caster, opposed like not even a half caster, they're a third, right? Like,
yeah. I think I'd really like the idea of playing an alchemist. But when you look at the alchemist for Artificer, it's kind of lame compared to the other two, and it's like, right, but aren't Artificers supposed to like create stuff that looks like magic, but in this game system, it's just magic. Like, it's all the heavy lifting's being done by flavor. Like, I would rather that, you know, if you're an alchemist, you're not casting a spell, like you're throwing craftable items or something like that.
Yeah.
But what can I say? They don't make adventures past 14th level. I think is the highest one.
Do they get that high?
I think Call of the Netherdeep goes from. Hi, you little shit! You chewing that cowhide rug? I'll put yours on the floor next to it.
I'm super excited to see the Dragonlance campaign. I want to see what campaign they do.
Did you see the UA? The Unearthed Arcana? It sounds like they're going to mess around with giving people feats as part of leveling up. But none of the original writers are involved with the new Dragonlance stuff. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman have been given the cold shoulder.
I mean, right now they're busy writing a new novel.
I know they're working on their own setting as well, but I think there was a few things. They were supposed to be writing new novels, I think, as well for Dragonlance, and there was a big dispute.
Yeah, there was a big dispute. It got cancelled. They took them to court, and now it's back on. And it should be coming out soonish.
I'm a little bit down on Wizards lately, you know, with the way they've been taking the game. Making some changes that I'm not 100% off. Like how are they going to have Draconians, like these evil construct soldiers, when they don't want any races to be inherently evil in the game? It's like, but they're
corrupted.
They explode into stone shards when they're killed. They're not real.
I'm just hopeful that they create Draconians and not just say, "Oh, they're Dragonborn."
Yeah. Oh, that would be bad. Yeah.
Dragonlance Dragons of Deceit arrives on August 9th, 2022. Excuse me while I go squeal like a fangirl.
I still to finish the original trilogy. I've read Dragons of Autumn Twilight. I still to read the next two. I've got them sitting on my bookshelf.
Dean, why do you disappoint me? Why must you disappoint me? Why?
Because I'm just a disappointment in general. I had the Fall of Gondolin sitting on my shelf for so long, and I'm like a Tolkien guy first and foremost. I can't, the bias is just there. I'm never not gonna. He's the OG, so I had to get through that. I had to read about the Fall of Gondolin because it was the last book Christopher ever wrote before he popped his clogs. But now I'm freed up. I just need to finish a couple of throwaway books before I pick my next fantasy novel. And they're calling out to me. It's either that or there's one by Patrick Rothfuss called The Name of the Wind that I bought here when I was on holiday one time. Still haven't read.
I know Beth liked that one, but there's no. I think they've been waiting for the sequel for there's a second one and then there's a third one that's I don't know, been a week work in progress for literal years.
Oh, he's doing a George, is he?
He might be, but Beth would know more about it than I would, so you should ask her next time you see her.
Jillian, were you watching a video?
Yes, I was. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. I'm just looking for the tab that's playing the music, and there's no music sign. And I'm like, what is going on?
Oh no, I'm watching TikTok.
All right, no, that's perfectly fair. That makes sense. I was just really confused because I'm like, how dare my system play music without telling me where from? Yeah, but Dean, do you suggest Dragonlance? It's a great series.
Yeah. Although the first book was exactly what I wanted. It was it reminded me reading the old D&D novels like the Crystal Shard and stuff. It's just that adventure. You don't need to think about it too much. It's just it's what you want.
So, who was your favorite character?
That's a good question. I like a grumpy dwarf as long as they have an American accent. I will fight almost anyone who says that they
should have a Scottish accent.
Yeah,
they should.
Okay, well, we're going into jail, I'm afraid.
I'm kidding.
Rage Weapons.
Oh, did you know they did a movie on the first one? It's not good, but
the animated one.
Yeah.
I heard one of the weirdest things about it was it Kevin Costner did the voice of Raistlin, and he researched all the magic words to say, but put zero effort in the delivery. Something like that.
I don't remember because it's been forever.
Right, don't like Raistlin.
Shock.
I think he's interesting, but I don't like a weedy, I'm going to sell everything for power type. It's what's his brother called? The big dude? See something? Cameron. Fergus, how did you drool on the wall? Jesus Christ, dog. I liked him, but it's you gotta wake up and smell what your brother's cooking, son.
Yeah. Just so we're clear, do you want a spoiler or not?
I've been vaguely aware of the series long enough that I know Raistlin ends up being bad in some aspect, but I'm not entirely sure.
So Raistlin does end up wearing the black robes. Carmont eventually realizes that his brother is not good.
Eventually.
The problem is it takes far too long.
Is he constantly walking into rooms covered in dead bodies, and Raistlin's oh no, these were here when I got here.
No.
Wasn't me.
No, that never happens.
Oh my. I am back.
Welcome
Hello.
back.
Thank you.
I hope it was good news.
Oh, it's all fortunately good news. Nothing bad at all. Thank you.
That's
I'm
good.
glad to hear.
Updates are great.
That's awesome. I think just to give a quick answer to your question, John, I'm going to go with the knight with a big mustache because I like a bullheaded. I'm going to stick to my code or die trying.
Oh, Strum. Yeah, Strum is great.
Yeah, I think I would be tempted to say Tanis, but this seems like obvious, so I'm going to go with big mustache, high honor.
Just so we're clear, you're allowed to go with obvious if that is what you like. There is nothing wrong with being obvious.
I understand what you're saying, but the mustache wins it in the end.
Perfectly fair.
Does he fight Zoth at some point? Because those are two knights that I would like to see go head to head. I read the Ravenloft soft novel.
No, he doesn't.
Well, that's just upsetting.
No, you will be very happy with Strum's arc if you ever finish it.
Good. Okay, right. I just like, no, this is my code. I'm going. Everyone who tells me to abandon this code can fuck off.
Yeah. And you really need to read the second one now.
Okay, right. Okay, well, that might have just bumped it up in the reading list. Okay. But yes, Alan. Glad everything's all right.
Yeah, no news is good news, as it were. Just updates and stuff.
All right, that's good. So I decided I'm going to go into my dragon form. I'll just pick the dragon, and then I think I'm going to try and polymorph this pet fiend that's right in front of me. We turn him into
Form of
just a little worm, just a horrible, wriggly little, just a disgusting worm.
So we really did have Wonder Twin power activate. Form of dragon and form of worm.
Yeah. I was trying. I wanted to call him a nasty little rat, but a rat can still bite someone, whereas a worm was just going to be flopping on the floor.
Oh, great. And what sort of dragon did you swap into?
Oh no, sorry. So I guess I should clarify.
Form of the dragon. Gotcha.
My starry form with the dragon constellation, not an actual dragon.
I thought you meant you were pulling some way to cast 2 spells and you're going to shape change, and that was going to be my next question. It's like, and how are you doing this, Mr. OP?
Well, actually, there's one variant rule buried in page 374,000 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. No.
Well, I'm looking here, and that spot specifically says cast on other creature, not on self, so you can't use that on you.
Yeah.
So polymorph into a dragon. Ah, crap. Alrighty, so what is... Did you toss that spell up, and what's the DC save? Wisdom for 24?
Yep.
Make sure I'm on private. Pit Fiends roll with advantage on spell and spell-like effects, because they got that ability to do so.
Oh, I'm a druid. I'm well aware of Fiend's advantage against saves. Everything druid-based is save-based, except for some cantrips.
And what are you turning him into?
Just a little worm. Just a little pathetic, wriggly worm.
More or less, we want to remove him from the fight till the others are dead.
We'll get to him later.
Take a seat, boy. We don't get time for you.
If you need something with like a CR, I guess like a. Oh, what's like a. I didn't think that far ahead. I assumed he would save.
No, he failed.
Okay, what's a CR-able monster? So I know worms probably don't get a challenge rating unless it was like -10 or something. Let's see. Challenge rate. You know what? A rat would do if there's like a little tiny rat or a frog. So there's something innocuous and we can just easily ignore them. Yeah, if you need something like that's in the monster,
Awakened shrub.
I wish I could. It needs to be a beast, but that would be amazing.
I know that was the first one that came up.
Yeah, okay. If you need something with a CR in the book, a rat, a dirty little rat, a dirty little demonic rat.
Conqueror is a carnivorous fish with sharp teeth. And adapt to any environment.
Oh, that's what is TOA? Tomb of Annihilation. El Mirage?
Is that the horny rabbit things?
Yeah. It's a CR0.
Just a furious pet fiend.
There you go. I made him tiny.
Sweet.
But a rat itself is pretty crappy in stats.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and that's my I'll stay where I am. Unless Jade, you know what? I'll move out of Jade's way. I'll give him a straight line to wherever. And so he's got like a straight line, and that'll be my turn. And see that my imp's up next, so he'll just he's gonna just pick a crag in the wall and go invisible. See you later, boss.
Good luck. Don't die.
He's just gonna hide there. And that's both my guys.
Alrighty. Flux's turn.
Okay. So I've don't have my mouse plugged in, so I'm a little bit slower than usual. What can I see? Can I see all of them?
You can see the pit mouse and the iron eyes, whatever, and the Baylor over in this direction. Clicking on your token, you'll see your vision.
Should I just go for the big boy? Can I get to him? No, I can't. I get to any of them? I don't think I can get to anyone, honestly.
Can you use your sword's big? Is it like a cone or something?
I could. I only get one of those a day.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was...
No, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just a little bit apprehensive because of resistances and stuff. No, why won't you let me move her? It won't let me move my... Oh, there we go. Say that's 5, because I'll go diagonal. 10... 15... 20... Yeah, I'll do it on these guys. I think I can get them. Let me just see for a second. Okay. 20 or 60-foot cone. EC dexterity saving throw. 12d6, acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, and thunder. So obviously not fire. Could do cold, but or I could do force. I'll do force. Would a 60-foot cone hit all of them, or do I need to take like a step back?
Let me just set a cone to 60 foot here.
That's okay, good.
The 60-foot cone, very large. There you go.
I don't know if I can... Will that hit them?
Yep, that would hit all 3 of them.
Was that where I was before, right here?
Yep. You have the freedom to be a little further forward or back in that area because, you position yourself for the attack.
You were up one, yeah. There.
Okay.
I don't quite make it like Tess. If you take your hand off the mini, you can backtrack 5 feet.
Okay. I'll do force, so dexterity saving throw, DC 18.
Oh, they're all prone, too.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because
the ship came in, knocked them down.
Oh, okay.
And you go ahead and roll your damage on that.
Nope, that's not what I want to do.
Jesus dice.
Yeah, but it wasn't very much.
Big pile of low dice. As you swing your blade as an action and deal 31 points of force damage. This makes them look pretty injured, well, except the Baelor, who looks barely injured, and the Ines to the south that you notice also appears barely injured by the attack. I'm just reading off what it says when you hover. Don't mind me. But your attack lands home. Three hits as you blanket the area in a wave of force.
Before we move on, that ring of aura, is that not Bellamy's synaptic pattern? Or synaptic static? Which ones were affected? Because are they not supposed to remove D6 from the saving throw? Wait, hang on, I might have read that wrong. Sorry.
No, you're right. I think.
Good catch, Dana.
You're implying they passed.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry. But you're implying they passed. They did not.
Yeah, no. I'm just. It was. I was trying to figure out what the aura was once again, and I'm like, oh yeah, she did that, and no, it's subtract from attack rolls, ability checks, and con saves.
Oh, it's just got to.
Thanks, Fergus. That's covered in drill. It's great.
I can also throw my sword. I'm just looking at how far it goes again. 30 feet. Right. Okay. I'll throw it there and hit that Ironese. Or try to, anyway.
Alright, so go give a swing.
And I have, pardon?
Give a swing with advantage, since it's prone.
Okay, I thought you said look at the screen, and I'm like, did I miss something? Sorry. Does a 32 hit?
Be like, look at the screen, bam, dragon. 32
No.
is a hit.
Just thought I'd check. You never know at this point.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant like, he's like, look at the screen, there's a dragon.
Refuse.
Yeah, it's called Plus. That's the dragon on
That token just disappeared. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it moved. There's an update for Foundry. Hope it'll fix that problem. But it lands. Takes a slice. She roars in pain. Looks quite angry.
Okay. And, that's the end of my turn.
Next up, we have Jade's first turn. I say it mostly to remind myself, but I have his token, so I won't forget.
I will feline swiftness. And attack.
Alright, as Jade rushes into the battlefield against the helpless Baelor on its back, which writhes, and actually no, it doesn't. It looks quite upset as it's starting to slowly get up. Very slowly, like Snorlax taking damn near 20 years. He's at the bottom of the initiative run, so, you know. You go ahead and give a stab. An abracastab. That's a hit. 24. Nails the Baelor. Nine points of damage from your blade itself. And you'll have to remind me, do you get a sneak attack if you have advantage on the attack?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you go ahead, because I figured it was the advantage for the tag, so... Since they're prone, Jade knows just where to stab. Oh god. Look at all those 5s.
I also had advantage from silvery barbs.
Oh, right. 39 points of damage. As you nail into the Baelor, who roars with anger and glares at your character, readying a counterattack, it would seem.
Oh, I didn't say yes at the counterattack. I've been playing Wordle but in Gaelic and I just got it.
Nice.
I don't know what the word is though. This is how I learn new words.
And I cast a spell on myself.
Nice.
My AC is now 27.
That's a high number. That's like Nilcrate's numbers, is it not?
No, Nilcrate's was 30.
Oh, my mistake.
So
my mistake,
getting
you
there.
scrub. Casual.
Dodge this guy from casual, bam.
As one of my favourite Star Wars memes, when the Mandalorian Jedi Wars, the Jedi were too good at deflecting blaster shots, so it describes it in the Star Wars fiction. The Mandalorians just got guns that threw lots of metal bullets that would explode when the lightsabers hit them, i.e. shotguns, and it's just that guy for Hot Fuzz going, parry this, you filthy casual.
Also can't deflect the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As we swap over now to the Avernus turn. Avernus? I don't know. I used to know how to pronounce it, but then I got lazy. They use half of their movement to stand up as they spread their wings wide, glaring at the enemies in front of them. As she readies, the Baelor growls towards an infernal, barking out a command to change her target not from Jade, but to free their ally. As he says, "It's just a polymorph." The Iron Eyes nods and readies her longbow, drawing it up and pulling a single arrow from the quiver as she prepares a shot. And I gotta make sure she doesn't roll a 1. It was close. Dean, do you know what the AC on a rat is?
I don't know, like 10's like the base AC.
Armor class 10, hit points 1, 1d4 minus 1, speed 20 foot. She nails it with an arrow from a distance and you hear it squeak once out in pain as it goes straight through from one side to the other. Damage carries over from a polymorph spell anyway, but it's a normal hit with her arrow. 18 points, so 17 points carries back to the Pit Fiend, as she uses one of her attacks. This token refers to an actor which is no longer in this world. He's still there.
Whee! No, my polymorphs are just that powerful, Alan. I have. He's now the rat. He's became the rat. There is no pit fiend. What's up with you today, buddy? What's with all this neediness?
Give me one moment.
Maybe he needs to pee.
That's true. Okay. I'll wait till John's turn, and then I'll take him for a pee, just in case I need to react to anything that Alan's thrown my way.
Somehow it just got cleared out. Just give me one moment, because I have to reload into Pit Fiend.
Shit. I swear to God, Fergus, if you go in that bin again, you'll feel my wrath.
He'll look up at you with puppy dog eyes.
It's losing its power. He's a man now.
No, still a puppy.
Alright.
How many
Man, this
times
puppet.
do you need to tell him to stop chewing the chopstick that he stole? Because it will kill him. Yeah.
Nope, don't want to deal with the death, so I'm going to put her back where she was. Don't mind me. Jade. She shifts her gaze as she notches 2 arrows and lets them fly. You've got a +2 on the AC, right?
Yep.
I got a 1. It happens, okay.
Tell the poor monster you're sorry for wasting its time.
Yep. The 2 arrows fly past your rogue, who deftly dodges beneath them. Now, Copy Nimbar's turn. As he sees a Pit Fiend turn into a mouse and then back to a Pit Fiend, with an arrow sticking into its arm.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the Balrog. So,
Baylor, for copyright purposes, we don't want to get sued.
but,
At least
yeah,
there's no hobbits on the team. I mean,
so
halflings.
we're going to hold monster on the Baylor.
Sure. What save is that?
Wisdom DC 25.
Alrighty, they're going to burn a legendary resistance to get past that.
Well, that's rude. I don't appreciate that. Can they do it again? Nimbar is going to do the exact same thing, just so we're clear.
They don't need to. They successfully passed the second time.
Damn it. Sorry, guys.
As we switch around to the second of the father, who is no longer fallen, as they get up, you know, not being lazy anymore. 5, 10, 15, as they quickly rush in against Jade, drawing out a long sword. Actually, let me change my thoughts on that for a quick moment. Nope, can't use that feature in this situation. There's a custom build you can do with them, but I'm not using it. Count your lucky stars, you're in a short cave. Otherwise, it could have been dangerous. However, advantage on longsword swings as she grips it with both hands. Slices once. Slices twice. Slices a third time against a 27 AC.
Yep.
And Jade continually does the limbo under each swing of her blade. You're looking somewhat aggravated. And now for Jade's second turn. Clever about this. I could just put Jade with Jade so that it still has the light around Jade. So I'm gonna move the mini because, well, you still need to be able to grab your mini in case you actually want to move it.
I will abracadabra.
All right. Jade number 2 takes a swing. Well, Jade number 1.5? I don't know. You make that swing with advantage. Nail your blade home. Honeysickle lands another shot against the Baylor. You go ahead and roll up that sweet, sweet sneak attack.
Take the lemur.
That dice really hates you on your base roll. Thankfully, it's just the base roll, but I think that's your second one on it.
Yeah.
And in comes the sneak attack. For 33 points. As the Baylor is beginning to look badly injured. Anything else for your second turn?
I will be using a charge off of Honeysickle to turn myself invisible. I will disengage. And move here.
Alrighty. The Baylor's turn, who slowly stands up. And as Jade turns invisible and moves out of combat range, I'm going to be Jade number 2 here. You notice something moderately unsettling, Jade. As the Baylor's eyes follow your character, the cold, powerful gaze of hellfire and brimstone seems to be able to track an invisible creature, implying some form of blind sight or true sight, one or the other. I mean, after all, it's a Baylor. They're a big bad.
Yep. And I'm glad I used the disengage.
Yep.
He's pressing the advantage as he rushes against you, holding up its longsword and whip as it does, and draws the blade down on top of your head. Alright, let me give a quick roll. Long sword first. Come on, high dice rolls. High dice rolls. Yes, I hit him. The team's like, wait, that's not how it works. You're not supposed to cheer happily.
Actually, you say you hit him.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like he needs some disadvantage. Jade, you can have advantage on your next attack roll.
Reroll Tony and use the lower roll. Well, I re-rolled the 20 and he rolled higher, so it still hits.
Yeah. I tried, guys. Sorry.
Yep. As the long sword comes down and cleaves Jade. You take 29 points of damage from the weapon, which is split. That's 12 points of slashing damage and 9 points of lightning damage, as the blade explodes with a ferocious crackling as it strikes down on you. You doing anything?
No, I'll take it.
Alright.
I'll take it.
As the blade strikes and crackles across the ground. What's up?
Don't forget you have to roll concentration for Shield of Faith, don't you?
Oh, do what? Give me a moment then, I might do something.
I'm just double checking, make sure it's concentration.
Yeah, it is. It has the C tag.
Yeah. So we half or 10, whatever is greater.
And it's 29 points of damage.
29 points of damage total. Does a DC 14 for the concentration check, I think? Half the damage rolled, rounded down, or 10, whichever is greater.
I think so.
I might regret this later, but I'll reaction half damage.
Alrighty. So you take half damage from that using your reaction, as the Balor leans down and snorts at your character. And says, in Abyssal, "You're not the major target here, are you?" And disappears.
Uh-oh.
Teleporting and reappearing directly behind a wizard.
Was that a spell?
Nope.
Damn.
As he poses, just like he is in that picture, just like that, above Nimbar, and roars. Holding its whip high above his head.
He teleported. Is he allowed to?
Yep.
Damn.
You know what that means? Teleportation's on the table, everybody. But why? Maybe it's an effect of the magical shield of Kintyre that's straight in front of you that's causing a warp in the field variance. But there you go. Pleasant little bonus. Lulu's turn. As we switch over to Lulu's turn, she looks way up and goes, "Oh, Pip, I've heard of these guys in legend and stories and lore, but Zeria said if I see one, that, well, her exact quote was, 'Flee, you fool.' So, you guys got this?" And Lulu's backpedaling very slowly.
Dean made a noise of approval, but he was on mute, so I don't think you guys heard it.
I believe the exact noise was, "Ah."
Yeah, that one.
I recognize that quote.
Oh yeah, I had to do it.
Someone had to.
Lulu's going to use her action to disengage, and she has a fly speed of 120 feet. So, she's just gonna flap over here, hide in this pile of stalagmites. As she peers and says, "I believe in all of you, I swear it." Oh. And that's it for Lulu's turn, as we roll around to the mighty Pit Fiend. Seeing the Balor change position, however, causes him to change his, as he moves in on the wizard. Big smile on his face as he leans forward, saying in Infernal through pure telepathy to Nimbar, "Oh, did you enjoy turning me into a rat? That was not comedic."
That wasn't me, that was him.
And then it begins to aggress as it comes forward with a multi-attack. 4 swings, one with its bite, its claws, its mace, and its tail. But we'll start with the bite first, and as always, I do it 1 attack at a time.
AC is 19.
Oh, doesn't matter. I rolled a 20. That's a crit.
That means, I think, I forget which one did it, but the other one will do it now.
the Pit Fiend is okay.
Yeah, we're going to make him roll with disadvantage on that particular 20.
Didn't Nimbar's copy already use silvery barbs as a reaction?
Okay, sorry, I clicked it on the wrong one. My apologies. Let me roll it on this one then.
Alright, just making sure, because that's both of your reactions used up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just give that another roll for the attack from the team. And that is now officially a miss. But there's still claws coming at you. Oh wait, they have advantage on that roll. What am I doing? I get one more roll. What? No, it's going to be the lowest one, so it'll take that because it turns advantage into good. Yep, just wanted to make sure it worked like that. The claw with advantage. Silvery Barbs is a funky one because it's new. Wow, that's really piss poor rolls. Like, really bad. The mace, what's your armor class? 19?
19.
Okay, yeah. The mace with advantage. Oh, there goes my piss poor rolls. Hits you. You doing anything? Oh, right, you used up your reactions. And as the mace strikes hard, you take a total of 39 points of damage. Though it's split, 7 points of that damage is bludgeoning, 24 is fire. So you only take 12 points of fire, as you know. 19 damage total to the core Nimbar.
Sorry, you said 19 total?
19 total.
Okay.
And as you're recovering, it spins around and sledgehammers you with its tail for an additional 33 points of damage straight up. It's bludgeoning. And that's going to be it for the Pit Fiend's turn as we switch over to Alex.
Ow.
Yep. Yep.
And you know what, in the defense of Polymorph, most people would just kick their friend if they were turned into a rat and turn them back to normal. They'd be like, thanks buddy, I got a black eye for that. These devils though, they're like, no, you get the arrows.
I used to be a rat like you till I took an arrow to the knee.
Pretty much. Pretty much. But a Balor and a Pit Fiend's fighting side by side. A sight Lulu thought she'd never see. Or maybe she prayed she'd never see.
Okay. What are we doing? What are we doing here? How do we get Nimbar out of here?
Oh, and I almost forgot. Dan, since you got very close with Jade, give me a perception check. Just while Dean's planning. With a 28, as your character peered past the Balor, you could see the barrier and what was beyond it, but couldn't make out nearly enough, just a red haze in the distance. But one thing you noticed was the exceptional, empty, vast size of the remainder of the cavern beyond that small gap, easily kilometers wide, almost as if the entirety of the inside of that mountain was hollow and filled with something. I need to mute myself for a second. Airplane's coming in and it's very loud.
Does anyone know the CR on an airplane, guys? Because this could change the combat.
27.
Okay. I mean, I could polymorph Nimbar, give him a big old sack of hit points, and he can't cast spells. Where's the simulacrum? Oh, the other side, okay.
The simulacrum's right here.
Right.
He's the upside down one.
Oh yeah, it's, when I need to escape I need to press escape sometimes, depending on what token I've clicked on, it changes the vision. I suppose I could do that. This is thrown a spanner and works. Okay. think. Let's see if we can make some space. Will space work? I don't know. I'm going to try and move the. That's going to be an easy one for that. It's a con save. Surely a Pit Fiend has got high con. He looks like he's hits the gym, so I would imagine that's probably the case.
Can anybody else not hear the music, or is it just me?
I can hear the music.
Let me give a pause.
Yeah.
I'll stop the battle music and I'll start it back up. See if that works.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Perfect.
I was just gonna refresh, but thank you. Yeah.
Anytime. I like simple solutions. Not too much crazy running on this map, so I'd be surprised. Because I was tempted to put smoke in there and stuff, but then I said, nah. I got Baylor. He's making all the fire. Alrighty. So, Alec, what was that you were dropping?
Oh, I was thinking of doing a Thunder Wave to try and force him back 15 feet, but I'm pretty sure he looks like a beefy boy, so I don't think a con save I don't think I should cast a spell that uses that. It seems like it would be a disappointing result.
That's fair.
No, that wouldn't change much. Okay. I guess I'll just stay in my dragon constellation, but I'll cast Aura of Vitality, my action, then use my bonus action to give Limbar those 10 hit points back. That'll be my turn.
We said I gained 10 hit points?
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
I was like, I'll take every damn one.
Yeah, absolutely I will. They've decided that the wizard's actually a problem. I don't like these smart monsters.
Yeah, it's worrying. My imp is gonna, while invisible, try and remain very still against that rock face. Just don't.
I'm
move.
not here. Don't see me.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm giving him the thumbs up, like, me too, but I believe in our ability to hide.
That's you're up, Jillian.
Right. I'm going to run and hit the Baylor. Or try to. He should be able to get here.
That's flanking with Nimbar.
Yep.
I thought it might be.
Hey John, what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Flux, you would have the other silvery barb.
What does that do again?
You get advantage on your next attack.
Right, so, but I have it anyway, so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of I need
No,
to
it's
get in the
good.
habit of calling it out, just in case.
Yes, thank you. I'm just gonna roll my 3 attacks. I don't know if the 27 will hit.
Hopefully.
They're all hits.
Okay.
Good.
The speed's reduced by 10 feet. I'm sticking with force damage because it seemed to work the last time. Damage. I need to roll one more. And then I'll use my... Is that Aaron, you still in range of my sword? I don't know where my sword went.
It's up in it's right next to the.
Oh, okay. Something moved in the map and I could see it. This is just... Well, would advantage count for my dancing greatsword?
It wouldn't have advantage in that scenario.
Okay.
It's hitting straight onto an enemy, so certain things will give it, like when the enemy was knocked prone.
No, that's okay. It's 23 hit.
The damage. Apply damage.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry. It's the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you make within the next minute. So if you started by attacking with it, then it would have had it from the silvery barbs.
And 23 totally hits. So you go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's take one away from that. It would be 15, not 16. That's the end of my turn.
15 points of damage. I'll just put that in without Foundry glitching. There we go. And as your turn comes to an end, it is Jade's turn. No true turns this turn, though, buddy. You only get the one. I was paying attention.
What if we gave him a second turn anyways?
I could give all the NPCs a second turn as well. All mine.
I don't like that. Alright, you win.
What about the second Jade right here?
Didn't that get... That should have been deleted when I removed the second turn.
I think he ended up with...
Jade.
Yeah.
There was 3 Jades on the screen at one point.
Oh god. Oh, I turned black now. Oh. There we go.
I put it behind a curtain, then I was like, surprise! It looks pretty.
I like it. That actually looks really nice.
$23 to hit.
The 23 is a hit as you swing Honeysickle. $11 points of piercing damage, plus. Another 3. And the sneak attack. For 35 more points, as you lay home into the back of the Pit Fiend. What the hell? Did my mouse die? Shit, my mouse died. That's okay.
Oh no.
I just have to plug it in.
That's annoying.
Now I'm stuck on a cable.
Now it's all gone wrong.
I was just thinking it's all gone wrong.
Jillian likes that when I say it's all gone in an English voice for some reason.
I like it's all gone straight to pot. I really like that one. Out of all the colloquialisms from the UK, that's one of my favorites.
It's a pretty good one.
There we go. Mouse has enough of a charge now that it works. Alright, now for our friends, the Winged Angelics. How far are everyone from these ones anyway? Not too bad, but they have standing marching order, so let's see. That'll pop it there. Or there. That's gonna be the good one to go for. Does not Nimbar actually take up a space?
The head? I don't think so. Because it's intangible.
Yeah.
It's like spiritual weapon rules, right?
You can conjure forth a man
Sweet.
on unoccupied space of your choice. The spectral mind doesn't occupy its space.
Good, because that will cost me 55 to get to there, using flight, because, well, they got wings, and they know how to use them. She takes to the air and spins through the battlefield and comes down hard, beside Copy Nimbar, obtaining advantage on the strikes.
Uh-oh, guys. This isn't gonna be fun.
With advantage, they swing their longsword down. The first one is a hit. I let that hang on the air for a second in case anybody does anything, but I pretty much burnt through all of your reactions, so...
Yeah.
The second one, against an AC 19, is also a hit. And the third one, as she spins for the hat trick. Wait, did I put my foot? Yeah, 3, just making sure. 3 attacks, twin-handed on her longsword, as she cleaves repeatedly at your character for 3 straight hits.
Ow.
You take 8 point... The first... Do you have any resistance for poison damage?
No.
Alright. So you take 23, 27, and 26 points of damage from the 3 double-handed shots.
23...
76
20,
total.
27, and what was the last one?
1 second here.
Oh, sorry, you said 76 total?
Oops, 23. 23, 27, and 26 should be 73 if my math's on. That might
Oh,
be
73. Okay.
Oh, no, it is off. My math's wrong on that. 76.
Okay. Guys, how much health do you think Copy Nimbar has left?
It's 1.
1.
Oh. Yeah. Well, at least we've got lots of snow around us to make another one of them.
And with the remaining 5 foot of movement, they're going to shuffle to the side. And that's going to be it for their turn. Copy Nimbar's turn.
Alright, boss, let's...
Time to go big or go home.
Stumbling a bit. We seem to experience technical difficulties. DM gave me a new fancy background and then immediately tried to kill me.
He's near death. Hopefully he has less than 100 hit points. Does Belrock have less than 100 hit points?
Who's near
Or
death?
Baylor? Baylor.
Oh, really? He got... Okay. Must have missed that.
It says near death.
I'm going to need
I don't see anything either, actually.
power word kill.
If you hover
at the
over
bottom
it.
of the chat.
No. I mean him. Usually when you hover, like, I'm not seeing the...
Yeah, but Pit Fiend says barely injured, but the Aaron Yes and the Baylor they remain but a mystery.
Yes, I'm saying the same thing.
It doesn't matter. I must have been taking Fergus out for a pee when the Baylor
just 1
get
second. I
hit.
got a knock at the door. I'll be 1 moment.
Yep.
Well, isn't Alan Mr. Popular today?
Indeed.
Oh, speaking of knocks on the door, I ordered another Amazon package, Gene, but it's just they're like little tips for my Apple Pencil, so that I don't lose the cap, because you know I probably will. I also got some candy.
The amount of
What
packages
type of
you
candy?
get.
This was under $20. I will say that.
There's so many packages. If I was to hazard to guess what candy she got, was it rockets?
No, I did not get rockets, actually. Good guess, though.
Just an
What
answer,
is it then?
the best knock on the door. So,
Predicted that.
I am going to need, from everybody, a dex saving throw for anybody within 30 feet of the Baylor.
I read about this last week, but I think I told Dee, but I didn't say it on mic.
Nah, I forgot almost instantly.
Kamashag. Deleted. He can't say
What kind of damage is it?
fire.
Fire, I think.
Because he's an
Right,
imp.
Kamashag. Immune.
Yeah.
That being said, I assume it does more than 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That means
26.
That means Copy Nimbar can't survive.
He killed himself. Yep. He's like, you gonna take me down? I'll take you with me. Power kill.
Okay, well,
Rolled good for my save.
is it worth me trying to do a wheel? I need to roll a 5 or a 6. I don't think I'm going to get that if I use wheel. But everyone else has made it, so it's just me. I
But
suppose.
you have resistance to fire anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I've never used wheel on myself, and I want to justify that decision.
Do it.
Just do it then. It's fine.
74 fire damage.
Yes, dude.
Very good.
Oh,
Lulu, meanwhile, is like, oh, thank God I got out of there. I didn't know they blow up when they die. I've never seen one die before. Well, a first time for everything. As the Baelor explodes in a fiery rage, doing half 74, I think, to almost all of you.
so a
It was
quarter of
74
74.
damage.
And Dan, wait, you probably have evasion and all that. Never mind.
20d. How is that?
26.
How is that 74?
Well, 10 times. It's a potential 120, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
I guess I'm just shocked because my 12d6 did 30.
So we all take what, 18? I think.
Past
Yeah.
yeah, quarter damage.
Yeah, you guys do.
Dan just like, who's this we you're talking about?
And Lulu speaks up. Jade, how the hell would you do that? I saw you do it. You dodged fire, but there was nowhere to dodge to, but you dodged it. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
If you can dodge the wrench, you can dodge the ball.
However, that does mean he's dead. So I'll remove him from the battlefield. As
Jane will
Nimbar,
actually
Jesus,
look over at Lulu and go, time stop.
Lulu
I'm
blinks
just
a few
gonna-
times and says, I might believe that. It's kind of bullshit, so I think I'll believe that.
Alright, so. First things first. I'm going to cast a 2nd level spell. Misty Step. I would like to move 20 feet this way.
Alrighty.
Does anything not happen the way I expected?
The Aryan Yes casts use their reaction to cast Counterspell. They don't have spell slots. You're good, bro.
Okay. I just want to make sure because like I know your monster is teleported doesn't mean we're going to necessarily get teleported.
And you know what else, Alan? You think it's funny when you say that they have counterspell, but you pulled some fast ones on us, man. You pulled some fast ones. So I'm not surprised by anything at this point.
Oh, you can't trust a single word out of my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. You literally hold all of the cards, so the fact that you make a joke like that and think we're gonna laugh, we're not gonna laugh, Alan.
No, not at all. But what this resourcefully means is none of them have access to Counterspell, which is great.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Julian, 100%. If you get into a fight with wizards in my games, they have Counterspell. It's the best spell in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to have the Pit Fiend make a DC 25 Wisdom saving throw.
For Toll the Dead?
Yeah. And if it fails, it will take 29 psychic damage, though.
Perfect.
Oh, because you're scribe.
Yeah, I'm still a scribe.
It does indeed fail, so it does take the damage from that.
Perfect.
Alrighty. So, anything else for your turn?
the head will look meanly at the pit fiend.
Alright. Oops.
Oh.
I skipped
We
the
both
button.
sorry. No, that was I hit the button and you hit the button at the same time.
Is it my turn?
The Aranye's turn. I just have to double check.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Whenever you hear that long pause, I always worry. I'm like, oh god, did I miss something?
Here we go.
Yeah, you missed Alan trying to figure out how to kill us.
Alright, so that's going to be at least 30 wide, so that's that far to get to you as she flies up into the air. So, for Nimbar, I am going to need a dexterity savings throw.
Just one moment. Just to confirm, you said they don't have spell slots, right?
No spell slots.
Okay.
She's using a magical item.
Is it technically a cast then?
Nope.
Damn.
See, the Aranyes have a really brutal build mode that I did not use in Avernus, but I've been waiting for one last excuse to throw it at you. She rushes in, putting her bow to the ground so that she can reach to her hip and grab a mythical magical blue rope. Shiny and pretty in design. A rope of entanglement. 30 foot long and weighing 30 pounds, she flies 30 feet into the air and throws it out. While holding one end, she speaks the command word, the other end darting forward and entangling you. Sorry, 20 feet in the air, limit of the rope's ability. You failed the check, so you are now restrained. That's only one of her attacks. Next motion. She's using her remaining to go 50 feet up into the air with you. You're now floating 20 feet in the air, and you are restrained. Oops, not 200, 20.
Okay. And then she's gonna drop me, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm just double checking on a single feature for it.
This is the anti-Wonder Woman Aranyes version.
Pretty much.
There's three, right? I don't know the details of all of them, but I know one of them has a rope, and then one's like a summoner, and the other's just like a warrior. I think they're a pretty cool monster. I like the little mini they have.
Pit Fiend's turn. As she dangles Nimbar in the air. He looks towards Jade, looks towards Alec, gives a slight snort, spreads his wings, and flies into the air. Feel free to take your attacks of opportunity as he raises 20 feet up.
I'll save my reaction so that I can give someone a boost to a save if they need it. I don't think my my 1d6 plus 2 is really worth the reaction at this stage.
Dan, you gonna take that sneak attack reaction? Oh wait, there's no advantage. My bad.
Someone's within 5 feet of him, so I would
right.
get sneak attack.
I champion that all the time. I can't believe I forgot it.
You know what? Yeah, I don't take sneak attacks or advantage. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. So you take a stab.
You forgot add it.
quite funny. The Tabaxi rogue in our other game took Sentinel so that he can stab back. Doesn't wait for someone to run away. He was so excited when he took it. No!
It happens. Unfortunately, it happens.
Oh, I've not seen a Stabracadabra 1 in feels like a year.
I blow a charge on Honeysuckle and I'm invisible.
Jade's gone.
He's going home. Had enough.
Screw you guys.
Into the air.
I'm going home.
I missed. I'm out.
Its wings wide. Roars once at Nimbar. You can see in the distance. And Nimbar has not yet used his reaction either. So he might still have a trick up his sleeve. But with freedom of movement, yeah, that Pit Fiend's gonna rush right in on you. Again, looking to take you down. Mostly because magic sucks.
I was the one who turned him into a rat. So
when you are restrained, attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have a disadvantage on your dex roll. The teeth sink into your... I mentioned before I move any further in case you're going to do a reaction or anything.
Nope.
Alright, give me a Constitution savings throw as they do.
Right.
With a 20 on your Constitution savings throw. The DM lets it hover on the air for a second in case any other players can do stuff before a result is known.
Oh, that sounds like he maybe fails then.
Or maybe passes with the 20. That's pretty high. But I take these
true.
things in steps.
Would you? I can give you a boost, John, if you want it.
I don't think so.
Wait,
I don't
hang
know
on.
if
It's not been my turn since the Baylor exploded, is it?
it has not.
Nope, your turn's next.
Alright.
You've already used your reaction.
Midpoint then. Yeah, can't do it.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty. With a 20, you have failed on your Constitution savings roll against the poisonous bite of a Pit Fiend. You are now poisoned, and while poisoned in this way, you cannot regain hit points, and you take 6d6 poison damage at the start of each of your turns. You can repeat the savings throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a successful save. As for your actual damage,
Yep.
I'm just rolling. 44 points total of that 14 piercing, 22 poison damage.
You said 44 damage, right?
44
not
damage.
Not 4d4.
No, I'd have to already have rolled that.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
That's
you
what I
rolled
thought.
with
I
the
just wanted to make sure because I wanted less damage.
The attack continues as his claws drive forth, raking over your form for another strike. As you take a further 13 points of slashing damage. Finally, it swings its mace as its third attack, not its final attack. The DM's being a little silly on that one, and keeps forgetting to hit the advantage button, so I end up having to roll twice for everything. Hits you yet again like a piñata in mid-air.
This one will do the thing.
This one has fire damage. And you're going to have the silvery barb, so he has to roll another d20 and take the lowest result, turning advantage into something horrible. And what was that? Let me see here. Yeah, that's still a hit. I rolled a 13, and that's my lowest roll, so.
Damn it. How much damage?
For the swing of the mace, you take 6 points of bludgeoning and 22, so 11 fire damage. So that's 17 points. And finally, with his tail, this time actually final, he hits you, sledgehammering you with it for 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow. Am The
Oh,
poison.
and-
Did I just take the poison on the first, or?
At the start of each of your turns, 66 poison damage. At the end, you can re-roll your save.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Not good at all. And that's the end for the Pit Fiend. Alex's turn as it hovers 20 feet in the air above you, on par with Nimbar, who's dangling like a piñata.
Yeah.
Monsters are like, you cast Hold Person on us twice? Bro, we can cast that, but we don't. It's rude. On the plus side, you still have Lulu and her heals, so it's very unlikely this will drop Nimbar.
Yeah. I just don't think I have any way of getting that poison off him. I have, see, probably I need to be able to touch him to remove the poison, and I have 30 feet walking speed, and I think with my dragon constellation I have 20 feet of flying, so I don't think we'll cut it either way. Yeah. Yup. Okay.
Oh, also, could you imagine back at like level 5, having one of these Iron Yis show up with that whip? Whew.
Yeah, that would be rough. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, walk or move over here so that, like, maybe next turn I can fly up to him. Meantime, I will use my bonus action to heal someone.
Don't you have a flight speed?
Yeah, but it's only 20 feet.
Ah.
So, like, if I walk, then I don't think I can get within touching distance. It's a really
Use your familiar. Oh.
Well, yeah, if I use my familiar to take the poison off you, I still can't heal you in the same turn. Cause he could fly up and touch you, but then you've still got 4 HP and three demons before you get back round to me.
Yeah, we're out unconscious. That's just
Yeah, I can't think of a way to not have you go unconscious.
It's fine. We've got a clone Nimbar.
Yeah, because I take the poison off you. You're still up in the air, so no one can get to you. Give you a potion. All right, yeah, you're gonna go night for a little while, I think.
Probably. It's fine. We're okay with that.
I'd love to make it sound like I'm picking on John, but the honest truth, at the start of a fight, you see 2 wizards suddenly just blowing out the spells, you're like, oh shit!
Yeah.
He turns your friend into a friggin' frog or a rat, and it's like, oh
Hey,
shit!
again, the frog wasn't me.
Does
I've technically done nothing thus far.
does the poison... If he goes unconscious, how do the poison saves work?
At the start of each of his turn, he takes poison damage. At the end of his turns, he can get a save for it. And he's still poisoned, that's not going to be good. You take damage while you're dying, and it's really bad.
And is it poisoned condition?
He's just poisoned. It's a thing. On the plus side, Lulu can definitely get in there, heal him, and get out of there without getting touched. She's got 120 fly speed and can come in from the behind and stay underneath their height.
But he can't regain hit points because of the
Oh,
poison.
right. Can't regain hit points because of poison. My bad.
So I guess I'll use my bonus action to... Concentration fucking sucks, by the way. This is like, holding a spell takes up concentration is bullshit. Right? A 5e is way too simplified. You can't be... So bonus action, I guess I'll heal myself for 2d6. Then I'll prepare Lesser Restoration, which removes the poison condition. And that'll be my turn. Which then I thought my imp was after me.
I think I accidentally removed them from the combat order.
Alright.
Pop them back in and put them after you.
Okay.
Oh, right, the imp's still alive.
He got hit by 75 fire damage and just stood there like, wow, that was awesome! Essentially. Most damage it'll ever take in its life.
Yeah, so then that's my turn over. So he'll fly up and latch onto Nimbar, and that'll let me deliver my
Lesser Restoration.
Restoration, which removes the poison condition. So now he can be healed, but I think you're still going to go night-night for a while.
You, just so we're clear, you have made it so I don't die at the start of my turn. Now I can do stuff.
You'd think that, but I still got plans up my sleeves.
Well, we'll see.
Anything else for Kamashag?
Oh, there's still one left. God damn it.
He... oh... I mean, he wants to run away again, but I think he's in range of their attacks now, so I don't know. He's invisible. Would they waste a turn on the imp? I don't know. You know what? He's invisible. He'll just stay. He'll just hover behind Nimbar. As I think. Or should he move? I'll have him. What the question is, guys, will a Pit Fiend try and take a swing at him when he runs away? Invisible gives him, he'd have disadvantage, but he's got an AC of 13, so I mean really, it's a 1, or he needs to roll a 1 to miss him.
Oh no, Kamashag's getting in and out, like, they're not swinging at him.
Alright, okay, well then he'll just fly in, fly back to where he is. I think he should have enough space. He has like 40 foot flying, yeah, and then that's his turn.
Even if I go like right angles, he's got no trouble. 10, 20, 30, 40, yup. Alright, Jillian. It's Flux's turn. She got big sword, but dudes are 20 feet above her head.
I was gonna say, I don't think I can reach anything.
There's still a lady on the floor, is there not? The Erin, yes, down here.
Is there still, like, I still see a Bell. Said Belnor. What's the thing called?
Hey gang, what's happening?
Big guy dead. I have a skull on him. I just left them there on the battlefield, sort of like
I don't.
End.
I don't see it.
What the frig? Yours
I don't
works.
see the skull. It just looks like a full. It just looks like a fully.
I refreshed and he's still no skull.
I had refreshed as well because I was not.
He's been weird. He refuses to die.
Jillian, you cheating. I can't do that thing right now with the targeting by clicking and holding the mouse, but it worked for you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Something the DM cannot do.
You mean this?
The Baylor. Yeah, I can't do it right now. It's not working for mine.
I mean, my sword has.
I wonder. Nope.
I'll pull this 20 feet closer. 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, can I just recall it? Is that... I don't think we've gotten to specifics about that.
Oh, it can only move as far as it can move on a turn. It's just a dancing sword. It's a basic spell. You can't really summon it back because it can only go a maximum of 20 or 30 a turn, whatever it is for the description. If it can't make it to you, it drops on the floor. After 3 turns, I think.
4.
4.
Okay,
Usually
so I actually have...
then.
Right, I usually have 30 feet a moment, so that's 20, 25, 30. So I'm just pulling it a little bit closer to me. How climbable is the wall?
It's not high enough at this area here beside you. This would just be difficult terrain, but you could climb here, but that's going to give you a slight deficit.
I have 10-foot reach. You know what? I'll just... Can I... And is it the Pit Fiend that's holding Nimbar, or the Ironese?
The Ironese has a magical rope that's holding him. She's 50 foot up, he's 20 foot up, and the Pit Fiend's 20 foot up as well.
The Pit Fiend's 20 foot up. Okay, I could use my breath weapon attack. Yep, I'll use my breath weapon to shoot 30 feet up and hit anything except Nimbar.
Alrighty, so you roll that out and I'll toss it in. Because that's a dex save, right? Or is it con?
Yep. It's dex, because it's lightning. 19 dexterity, and it's a line.
Alright, so you go ahead and roll the damage. As your electricity goes up and strikes the Pit Fiend. It's looking injured, but still floating.
And I'll just use my movement to try to climb up a little bit higher and see how far I get.
Climbing the wall, with a quick athletics check will determine if you have any trouble to make it. It'll be at half speed for difficult terrain.
Okay.
If you had claws like Jade, it wouldn't be a question because gotta love that climb speed, right? But in the
I mean,
middle
I do
of combat,
have claws, but I don't have dex. I don't have climb speed.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah, you can scale the wall for half your remaining movement speed. So it's going to be 10 to get here, which will leave you with 20. So you can go 10 foot up.
Okay. Go 10 feet up. That might just...
Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
No, say what you're going to say.
I just realized I forgot to mention with the silvery barb, that would have had to go to... I think Jade's more important than Flux.
It's fine.
Just because, like, that gives him his sneak attack, right?
Yeah. Was I supposed to use silvery barbs? I didn't think it applied for this attack.
No, it didn't apply for you. I'm just bringing that up right now because I forgot to mention who got it on my turn.
Okay. Yep, so how close... So now that I'm 10 feet up, am I... Explain the situation to me. So I'm 15 feet away, 10 feet away, like 10 feet up, 15 feet across, and 10 feet up to get to the Pit Fiend.
Yep.
Then
15 foot.
the Aranese is... The Aranese is 40 feet away. And 15 across. Okay, got it. I'll hang out there. That's it. That's the end of my turn. That's all I can do.
Alrighty. And after yours is Jade's turn. As he rushes in against the other Aranese. You go ahead and roll up your attack for Honeysuckle.
$32 to hit.
Definitely a hit. You go ahead and roll up your damage. Alrighty, so that's Okay, how do you have advantage on the roll? Help me out on that one.
I'm invisible, plus John gave me silvery barbs. And
Silvery barbs gives you advantage.
Advantage on my next attack roll.
Yep, that's the thing. Just wanted to make sure, because, you know. Alrighty, so that's 15 points plus 22 points. 37 points. And it's still standing. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Alright. As we swap over to the Avernus, who's looking like she's near death. She's gonna look towards Jade and glare, but the Pit Fiend barks an order, and she follows through. Her sword clatters as she drops it to the ground, because, well, she can't really sheath and draw too many weapons in one turn, and draws out her longbow.
She has disadvantage where she's a melee with Jade, right? That's how range works in this edition.
When you make a range attack with a weapon, a spell, or some other means, you have disadvantage on the attack roll if you're within 5 feet of a hostile creature who can see you and who isn't incapacitated. However, your character is also restrained at the moment.
Yep.
All attack rolls against you have advantage, so they cancel out. Just a straight dice roll for her check.
Fair.
Yeah, got a 1. Second bow, or second arrow rather. Your AC's a 19.
Yep.
That arrow's landing home.
Uh-oh. How much damage?
First thing you're going to need to give me as well is a Constitution savings throw.
Oh.
The 30 you manage to pass, and you are not poisoned by the attack. However, you do take a grand total of 16 points of damage, 3 piercing and 10 poison.
I'm unconscious.
And she's going to turn towards Jade with the third arrow and let it fly right in your character's face, taking disadvantage on the shot, since, you know, she's shooting in close range. That was pretty close. You're actually impressed. The arrow, you nimbly dodged it at the last moment, skimming past your cheek. They're certainly skilled with their bows and arrows. And Nimbar, who's dangling, go ahead and give me a death save. Actually, give me a check. Oh wait, no, you're not poisoned. Forgot, my bad. Never mind. Ignore that. DM's brain was slow to update. 1 failed death saving throw. What happens to your not Nimbar when you're unconscious?
I'm just trying to pull up the features right now.
Because it's a manifestation of the spell.
Yeah, it will manifest in the mind. It doesn't say it disappears, but I mean, it can't do anything.
If you die.
Yeah, if I die, it'll disappear. If, yeah.
So it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still going fine. Because that's it for your turn. You get your save. And anything for not Nimbar's turn.
They can't do anything.
Alrighty. Avernus' turn. She's going to add insult to injury. She uses a bonus action and allows you to drop as she releases the rope.
That's
no
one
longer
more
having
fail.
purpose. Yup. She then draws up her arrows, notching them in as she lowers them, pointing towards the ground. John gets flashbacks to that time. The DM pelted him with crossbows a long, long time ago. And he might be thinking to himself, damn it, this is not how I wanted my character to go. But you're no longer a threat.
I have a clone, it's fine.
Alec, with 22 armor class, is going to end up taking an arrow to the knee. I'm assuming it's 22. I got that right?
Yep, okay.
And I'm going to need a Constitution savings throw from you as well. 2 of them as 2 arrows strike, and the third lands on the wall beside you. Well, Constitution savings throw if you pass another one.
Right.
John's like, phew, and the DM's like, no, these guys are too clever in fights. They're not going to worry about you unless you get back up. I'm not entirely without some. You pass your first con save. As for the second.
Okay.
You pass the second con save as well. Look at that. So, from the 2 arrows that do strike, you take 4 points of piercing and 11 points of poison damage from the first one. Do you have defense against poison?
No, not anymore.
Alrighty, so I'll just give you your totals for damage.
The piercing is halved.
Oh, the piercing is half. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because of the star form.
that's actually not too bad. That'll give you back 2 and 3 because most of it comes off that. So that's 16 and 21 points. So that's 37 points of damage from the 2 arrows that land.
Right, okay.
Lulu's turn. Oh no! Not a Nimbar! Boom. Oh! No, not a Nimbar! Mate, it's so hard! I can't believe that happened to him. It's no good. Hi, Jade. That's no good whatsoever. Oh, she's very ugly. Oh. Lulu's gonna fly over, as mentioned. Give a quick landing beside you as she flutters her little golden wings and nods. Looks around at the rest of the party. Looks back down at him. Looks up and says, "Now, should I use it on him? Is he the most important at need right now?" Don't worry. Lulu's of course joking. She uses her 1 daily use of the heal spell. This gives you back 70 hit points on spot. And because she has a whopping 120 flight speed, she flies the heck out of there fast while making a note as she goes, "Don't spend it all in one place, you're not a flippin' barbarian." As Nimbar cheats death. Pit Fiend's turn. Watching Lulu go and then leave, he growls a little bit, muttering something about Hollyphants in his infernal tongue, before eyes once again land on Nimbar.
Can I pretend to be dead?
He saw the magic, bro, and he can cast spells. On that note, give me a wisdom savings throw as the Pit Fiend begins to cast a spell.
Before I do that, instead, I would like to cast a level 3 counterspell.
Level 3 counter spell. Alright, you give me that check. See, this is why I said casting a spell and not specifically the spell, right?
Yep.
Smart. Your counter spell friggin' works. As
Yeah,
the Pit Fiend attempted to return one of your spells back to you. As he casted Hold Monster. Wait. Yeah, Hold Monster. Unfortunately, your counterspell was effective, and he growls and shakes a fist, making a note to change his combat tactics for next round. However, he's gonna do the smart thing. Fly another 30 feet up to bring himself to the 50-foot mark to make some distance. Alex's turn. And since we're running on time at this point, did we want to take a quick 15-minute break for lunch?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Gives you time to plan. I figured I wanted to get Lulu's heal out of the way first because it was an inevitability. But she's used up her daily heal. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I like the plan considering I'm in the kitchen making a salad.
John's like, okay, it's eat time. I just had myself a little soup, I'm not gonna lie. So I'll go ahead and pop the game on pause, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Which hopefully gives that Arrhenius a little more time against Jade, but the way things are going, she's probably dead. Alrighty, and we'll be back in 15.
Alright.
Alrighty, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thanks, bud.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
I do love that Lulu's brings me up almost to half health.
Yup. She flaps over. Don't spend it all in one place, and the pit fiend's like cracking his knuckles. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, that level 13, Way of the Long Death Monk, burning all of its bonus actions on Disengage and all of its key to survive. Still couldn't quite pull it off. Friggin' pit fiends. They're strong. But the party did the smart thing and knocked that Baylor down to size first, so 10 points to y'all. 10 points. I'm actually gonna unpause and hopefully... Yeah, the clock didn't kick good. Get the battle music going again. I like the drums.
I mostly have myself muted because I'm sitting here chewing on like croutons in my salad.
No, that's fair.
And I feel like y'all don't want to listen to that.
I gotta mute myself whenever I bring anything like that near the Yeti. Otherwise, it sounds like a documentary of, like, the wild buffalo eating at the gourd. I'm not... It could be anything. I could just be having a sandwich, and this thing will pick it up and make it sound 1,000 times more wild. But only if I'm right by it. If I move a little bit, I have my gain set correctly.
Have you heard Benedict Cumberbatch say penguin?
Oh, that'll probably be pretty good. He's got a nice voice for those things.
Oh no, it's amazing.
I like him as an actor. He's fun.
Say.
Is penguin.
I threw it up and off
Crested
top
penguins. Parent penguin heading home. So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins?
Penguins. Interesting.
The best part, this was for like documentary, and no one corrected him.
Oh, they wouldn't bother. At that point, it's just the speech. The way it's coming out is the way it comes out. Given the amount of acting appeal under his belt, I wouldn't bother. I'd be like, maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, but like in a documentary, you would imagine they would try and pronounce things the proper way. I'm happy they didn't. It's great.
I imagine Benedict Cumberbatch is classically trained, so how did that happen?
He
Are you
went
talking
on
about penguins?
penguins. Yeah.
Penguins are the
Red-
best, especially when they waddle.
He even did an interview where he's like, "How did no one correct me on this?"
Doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. Alright, sounds like you're all back now. So,
Yeah.
you kicking up where we left off, Dean. Alex's turn. As Lulu flies in while Nimbar falls, both at about the same time. She was waiting for her moment. Heals him, nods, and flies off.
Yeah.
Muttering something about calling CAA next time.
Right. Well, no one's unconscious, so that's good. So, I can't. Is the Erinius injured at all?
The one
Well,
flying,
just like
moderately,
yeah,
barely injured.
right. So I couldn't. I'm not seeing the tooltip when I hover over that one for some reason. I can see the pit fiend. I think Foundry's just been a bit
Yeah. Like I said, I'll update Foundry. It's got a little bit of updates to do. I'll run it through for next week. See if that helps. Fingers crossed. I generally don't update the day before D&D. Just, you know, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah. Right. I think that I will. Well, she shot at me, so I'm going to shoot at her. So the start of my turn, my starry form shifts into that of the archer, and I'll use my action to cast a guidance for 23 to hit.
That's it. You go ahead and roll your damage. Wait, which one are you swinging at? It was the Avernus, right?
Yeah.
Tells us it probably would hit both of them.
Fucking hell.
Oh my.
That's
You're real good at this.
absolutely atrocious.
6 points.
How?
Radiant damage.
I'm done. I fucking can't anymore.
Do you mean you're done your turn or just done with the spell?
I've done my high level druids. They fucking suck. They fucking absolutely fucking suck.
Well, when the dice kick you in the teeth.
I'm going. Every character I play from now on is going to be a guy or a gal with a sword and a bow. They just fucking shoot people. It's just.
Hey, if you want to like your bad spells plus a sword and shield, you can always be a ranger.
Oh god.
I'm determined to make rangers work. I'm determined to make a Fey Wanderer or kind of ranger work. I believe it can be done.
On that note, I think 6th edition is coming, and maybe. Oh god.
I'll maybe look at the Pathfinder Rangers, see how they're doing. Wizards is
6th edition rolls around and there's just no ranger. They're like, people message them, why? Guys, we've been doing our best to kill it for years and you haven't caught on. So we're just doing it ourselves now.
One guy at Wizards of the Coast just folds their arms. They're like, I hate Aragorn. That's it. That's the reason. Oh well.
Yeah.
Maybe it goes for Alex's turn, and he tricks up his sleeve.
My bonus action, I'll lash out with my archer form.
Alright. That's a hit.
The advantage is from the fuck me, honestly. I shouldn't have bothered. It was from the guiding. Look at that. Level 19, you do a grand total of 17 damage.
The dice do not like you today.
And that's my turn.
Alan, what do you mean by today?
What?
What do you mean by today?
This has been an ongoing thing.
I'm sorry, Dean, but it's true.
It might be the curse for your character being in hell. For the last few levels, it's been like, we're going to make it really hard on you. Oh my word.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, well, at least being a star druid, I had stuff that was in range. If it was a regular druid, they don't want you to attack if you're more than 30 feet away. So, I mean...
It kind of feels like, when you get to this point, they're like, why aren't you playing a moon druid? Good luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Though they do give you some nice abilities, but for you, specifically with these dice rolls, they're like, no, not today.
My amp will just stay where he is. He'll just hide.
Though I will give you the one thing: if you hadn't cured poison off of Nimbar, he'd be screwed.
Oh yeah, Yeah, that will be my one good thing. But to do that, I had to drop concentration on a 3rd level spell, because God forbid you have the power of a demigod and not be able to focus on more than one thing at once.
Oh
That's
my God,
just that's just out there.
What? Why did you have to do that? Like drop concentration?
When you hold ready a spell to cast as a reaction, you then begin to concentrate on that spell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my aura of vitality dropped so that I could ready to cast the touch spell through my imp when it was his turn, which is lucky he had the next turn, because if he was like, I don't know, 4 creatures down the initiative order, they could like potentially break your ready spell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's I guess as you're a wizard, careful.
The wizards are like, all my spells are reactions, what the frick? And Wizards of the Coast leans in. Look, we don't have favorites, and they just lean closer. It's you by a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the things, the way the balance works, but sorry.
Yeah.
Any tricks for Kamashag?
Oh no, he's just going to hide there. He's got in and out once, counting his lucky stars. He's good.
Jillian, it is Flux's turn. 10 foot up on the wall.
I'll move my sword a little bit closer. Can I go like, I don't know, 20 feet up this time?
Oh yeah, you could make it up to where the well, it would get you 30 feet into the air and a little bit forward. There's the hypotenuse,
Oh yeah,
the
that's
angle,
right.
etc. And I don't give a crap about all that. So 30
Why
feet
don't
up
you
in
just
the air,
put it
goes.
where you think it lands? Yeah, gotcha.
I've never followed the
okay.
hypotenuse, and I've used straight lines and angles. So most times, I'll skip it in favor of the players, and I'll penalize the monsters because I have time to plan for the monsters. It's like this one goes 47.5 feet, so right there. The player's like, "What about me? Oh, you got 60, bro. Go."
Can I climb any higher?
You can climb half your movement speed.
So I climb 15 more feet up, which puts me at 25 feet, right?
Yep.
I'll use my action to continue climbing.
That brings you up to the 40-foot marker.
Yep. Can I action surge?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I still can't. I still can't reach anyone. Never mind. I have a 10-foot reach. So if I was closer, I could.
The pit fiends watching you climb look somewhat impressed, like nodding like that's sheer force of will right there. That's badass. And looks over at Jade, who's just poking holes in his friend, and he's like, okay, this isn't looking good. Looks back at the wizard who's getting back up.
Did I go there, Alan?
Oh yeah. You get a little bit of diagonal move. I see where you're going. Because you're still on the dark color of the wall, which marks the top. Oop.
Right. So as I'm climbing, I'm just going at an angle. And if I action surge, can I hit that iron yeast? Probably not, huh?
10 foot, and then it's another 10 foot up. I have to say, you gotta be at the same level as her.
That's okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh wait, action surge, you don't... Yeah, you'd have to burn it all in the movement, and that would suck.
Yeah. No, I'd rather... Well, how many action... Do I have 3 action surges or 2? Let me check.
I think it's 2.
They grant you that big number 2 with the up level, and it's a big thing.
Yes, it is. Fergus, you have to stop. You can take 1 additional action. You know what? Yeah, I will actually use an action surge. I'll climb 15 more feet up. So that'll put me at 55, right?
Yep.
And then I can attack her, right?
That gets you up there if you have the actions left to attack.
So action surge gives me a whole action. So does that count my movement or no? Or am I using my action to move and that's my action surge?
Exactly.
It gets a little fuzzy, so I don't have an attack, right?
Exactly, because you can dump your action surge into a movement.
Right. Okay, so we'll say that I did that.
By essentially using your action to do the dash action, right? But yeah, you're up at the 55, and they're looking up at you now, blinking a few times, looking a bit surprised.
Since I'm still kind of in movement, could I... And it gets foggy. Fergus, seriously? Oh my god, he's trying to eat my food. It's really obnoxious. I have my evasive footwork. So when you move, you can expend 1 superiority die rolling, the die adding to the number rolled to your AC until you stop moving. So how would you rule, like, technically would that end at the end of my turn, or would we say, how would that be useful at all for me?
Oh, it ends at the end of your turn?
It doesn't say. It just says when I stop moving. So since the rounds are 6 seconds, I'm like, technically
it's representative of your turn. The whole 55 feet up, even though it happens over the 6 seconds, that's sort of the theater of the mind explanation. We go by the rules. Right. By the time you're done moving on this turn, your AC drops back down.
Right, so there's no point in me using that.
No, it's a great way to get away from things, though, but at this point, you are the thing that people are trying to get away from, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know, none of them have attacked me. Yeah, that'll end my turn then. You
can blame the wizard's high powers for that.
Yeah, that's fine.
You are on par with them for height now, so that's good.
Gotcha, and she's in my range, right?
Oh yeah.
So if she tries to move, I can hit her, right?
You get a free attack of opportunity, yep.
Perfect, gotcha. Alright, I'm done.
Alrighty. With your turn done, Jade's turn. That poor Arenys. But you don't have the advantage anymore from the silvery barbs, right? I didn't miss something, did I?
No.
I was unconscious for all the attacks.
I just wanted to make sure. Because I ripped him off a little bit last room, like, help me out, how do you have advantage? You go, silvery barbs. And I'm like, and John just said that 2 minutes ago? Shit.
No, I'm just trying to think about it, because if I attack with Honeysuckle, it's 1d6 plus 8. That's it, that's all the damage I do. Why?
What cantrips do you have?
I'm gonna disengage, take a 5-foot step back, and cast Toll of the Dead.
Nice.
It hits harder.
Wait, do you even need to move 5 steps back? Because Toll the Dead isn't an attack roll, it's a save on their part. So you could save your disengage.
What's the DC on that?
$17 wisdom save.
Alrighty, so she has passed her check. Is it half damage on a check for that one?
No, it's just a cantrip.
Oh, okay, yep. So she has passed her save. The DM rolled pretty good on that one. Actually, that's pretty good. I think she's failed pretty much every other save so far this game, so that's dice balancing out the karmic balance. Anything else for Jade's turn?
No.
Alrighty. Now it's the Arenys' turn, who's going to reach down and pick up their sword and let their bow drop to the floor at their feet now. Glaring towards Jade, they levy the sword and take 3 broad swings. I think I might have swung 4 times by accident. Not that it matters. Every one. She swings to the left, swings to the right, and does a wide swipe. Jade probably has hands in his pockets as he's just ducking casually to stay 1 step ahead of her, his armor class holding out against her sword strikes, like a pro. Pardon me. Not 1 shot hits you. Good job, Dan. Nimbar, you are up, or rather, your character's down. Not prone on the floor.
Well, I'm going to just stand up.
And there goes half your movement speed.
That pit fiend needs to be stopped, so we're going to try the hold person. Or, sorry, not hold person, but hold monster. DC 25, please.
Alrighty, and that's enough to get him snagged, which causes him to drop as well. Actually, let me double check on that. Yep, had to make sure it didn't have hover.
Perfect. And it's
And
paralyzed.
it drops.
Restrained.
Oh, it has the same effect from it.
Oh, okay.
You click through, you'll see it in there. He drops back down to the ground level and lands with a firm thud.
He takes damage, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Anything else for Nimbar's turn?
I'm trying to think. Hide in the corner. Someone protect me.
Alrighty. And now it's the airborne one's turn, who, as she sees you pop up and slap a spell, looks a little angry and levies her bow, ready to swing. And your character has 19 AC. So the first arrow manages to miss. Second one's a hit.
Sorry, you can re-roll that. Dan,
still a hit.
you'll get advantage.
And the third one is also a hit. As you take 2 arrows, and you're going to give me 2 con saves for that.
So the first con save. Does that work?
Yep, 24 is a pass.
Alright, what's the damage?
You take 17 points of damage, 7 points of, that doesn't add up correctly.
I only have fire and cold resistance, so...
Yep, 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And from the second shot, 18 points of damage, and you'll need a con save.
First I have to make a con save with advantage. I pass. Okay. Then a con save. Normal.
And you passed.
And how much damage for the second hit?
17 and 18 for the 2 hits.
18, okay. And con saving throw with advantage.
And
Don't count.
It's
and
the
I-
Pit Fiend's turn.
And I'm told don't count on ever doing that again.
Possibly. What's the DC on your whole monsters out of 25?
25, yeah.
At the end of the Pit Fiend's turn, he flexes hard and shakes off the effects of whole monster, breaking free of the spell. Glaring towards Nimbar as he does, gritting his teeth angrily. Alex's turn, because he gets a save at the end of his turn for that shit. And I rolled like a god. God knows I needed it.
I'm just trying to think of other ways to be thoroughly underwhelming.
Oh god. Don't be so hard on yourself, man. Sometimes they got dice give it, other times they take it away.
He is on the floor for you this time, at least.
Totally prone. And that means Jade doesn't have to work hard if he wants to get himself that sneak attack on it. Though it's
I'm
kind of
doing
fun
that
with
for
him
him.
with his one-on-one fight with a rapier versus a longsword, and he's just whooping ass.
The one next to Jade is pretty hurt.
Oh, near death. He's got her on the
Okay.
ropes and he's barely injured.
Right. Okay, I'll see if I can help Jade out before I try and occupy this Pit Fiend's attention. Hi Fergus, I see. Don't you little autist, what you doing? Can't freak out every time I go to pat you.
He's in a weird mood. I don't know what's going on with him. He keeps trying to eat my food.
Right, sorry, so I'm going to try and shoot the Ernius that Jade is fighting.
Alright. She uses Indomitable Spirit, special ability on reaction, and forces you to re-roll that. Dean would flip a table. You go ahead, roll your crit damage, man. You go ahead, you
Oh.
earned it.
Alan, are you sure you're desperate to avoid that grand total of 8 damage?
Oh, you
Let's
watch.
see. 2 2s, a 3, and a 4. Okay.
Oh, did that
You
give
were
the
off
crit
by
for it?
3.
Yeah, it's normally 2d8. So the the extra critical damage is a 4 and a 3. So that's 18 damage total.
Looking pretty injured.
All
Definitely
right,
near death. You do that again, you kill her.
Yeah. Just trying to think of. So I want to get JD sneak attack damage, but I also. Okay. Gonna run round.
Don't worry about my sneak attack. I'll find a way to make that happen.
I already made it happen.
On the prone, dude.
Oh, you give him a. Give him that. Because what I could do is I could run round the other side of the pit fiend and just pull her closer with a thorn whip. If you don't want me to do that, let's.
Well, you ignore difficult terrain, right?
Not anymore, no.
Oh, okay, so it'd be. Come on, man. If you ran that way, you could jump out from the pit fiend, but then it's gonna get you with the attack of opportunity if you leave its attack space, because you'd have to.
Yeah. Well, if she says not to worry about it, I believe him. So I guess I will do something that's con saves, wisdom saves. Too big. I'll just run up and I for reason's sake I want to go in that space, but I'll just move one. Can I move one to the side? Oh no, I'm stuck under the air. Yes, that's fine. I'll just do a.
She flying. I can be a little flexy with her.
Primal.
Well, I say that, but let me put it here. That way, we still got the perfect 10-foot distance for Flux. I think you had
So that was a
advantage.
1. Yeah. So it's, just so we know, people, that was a natural 20 followed immediately by a 1.
The game likes to keep the balance. You go ahead, roll your damage on that.
Oh, only 1 damage dice, but below a 4 this time. That's acid, by the way. He probably don't know if he has resistance to that or not.
Not since the 60s, no.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Kamashag doing anything?
Encouraging violence.
Alright, Violence, it's your turn.
Okay, so I have a bit of a crazy idea. It worked better where she was before, but
Theoretically, she's
I realized I have a two-handed weapon, so I can't hold on to the wall and attack. So if I jump, can I try to attack her 2 times in the air and then land on the pit fiend?
Technically, the jump would be in motion for the entirety of it. You'd immediately follow the max distance. I allow 1 swing while you go. The other thing you could attempt, you could try to jump grapple her, which would take 1 of your attack rolls. Because I think you have that feature to swap 1 out.
What if I feather fall her?
Then if she falls slowly. Or do you mean Flux?
Flux.
What's this feather fall speed? It's like 5 or 10 foot around or something?
What, it was like 60?
Feather fall.
60 feet per round.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help any. She's still going to fall.
Okay. I was hoping it would help her.
10 feet a second, so.
I was hoping it would let her hit twice.
I like the creativity.
Don't
get me wrong.
Could I still land on the pit fiend?
You jump diagonal, she'd still be in your attack area, and you land on the pit fiend. You could do that.
Okay, so I could take one attack at her and 2 at the pit fiend?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Alternately, if you ever grapple a flying creature that does not have the hover ability, which you won't know until you find out, they fall.
Well, I have another idea.
Oh, yeah.
So this is my first attack, and I'm gonna see if it hits her.
All right, so your character
Jillian,
jumps.
do you want Featherfall?
It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
All
It
right,
has to
you
be
can take the
entirely
damage.
your call. Let me see, but it would burn your reaction, so don't feel like you have to. I can never find Cyrodiil's Rage anytime I look for it, and it's really
Just
irritating.
Like the very end of your item list, it always pops you for some reason.
Oh, I think I clicked it twice. Oh no, I didn't.
Jillian,
Okay.
what you can do is click and drag the Cyrodiil's Rage down onto that bar at the bottom, the 1 through 0. And then
Okay.
you can click on it from there.
Okay.
Oh, the little extra melee things, the macros at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jillian decides, as Flux, that it's time to fly. Oh, I thought that was a female ninja at first, when I looked from a very small icon. When I blow it up, it could be either. Perfect, good, whatever.
So
It
can
works.
I use this? Can I also use Disarming Strike on that attack to see
Yeah.
if I can get her to drop her bow? So it's a 23 strength save. So it's gonna also add 2d12 to the damage.
So you go ahead, add in that 1d12 doubled. I almost said 4d12.
Yeah.
You go ahead, roll that 2d12, add it onto your massive 54s. You knock the bow out of her hand and deal another 16 points of damage, bringing it up to 70. As you decimate her with one solid swipe, her armor tearing open as a spray of blood flies through the air onto poor Nimbar, along with a bow bopping him on top of the head for no damage, just a little sore noggin. But it lands at your feet, so you know you got a longbow sitting there.
And then 2 more attacks on the Pit Fiend. Do I take damage or no? Did you cast Featherfall, Nimbar?
I did
Oh
cast
my god, Fergus is going back to the pound.
Aww.
That was me. I threw the toy for him.
Oh, you did? Okay, I thought he slammed it against the door again.
Well, he's probably going to do that in a minute.
I don't know if a 25 hits. Oh, it's advantage. Right.
What was that, Dan?
Oh, I was just asking if her token position is accurate because that would give her advantage on the attack.
Well, I have advantage anyway because he's prone.
Yep, she'll be landing over here because he can't occupy the same space as an enemy.
I rolled my 13, which I don't know if 25 hits.
Oh, it does.
The 13 should. Okay. Or it doesn't hit, I mean. Before I roll damage, I'll just try to do another attack. Ooh, that's damage, not what I wanted to hit.
Character pulls the good old Goliath drop and just lays into the enemy. 36 points of damage. Oh, that's an attack.
No, that's my second attack.
Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah, so I'll roll the damage now.
30 points.
And I'll do one more. So his movement's reduced by 10, in addition to the half mpment that he has.
Oof.
I'm also going to use another superiority die, and I'm going to do... excuse me. I will use... hang on one second. Okay, I'll use Distracting Strike. I'll display it.
Alright.
So that'll be another d12 of damage on top of the other.
I have a question about your slasher feat, Jillian.
Yeah, that does do something uncritical, but I thought the way that he explained it, she was dead. Is she not?
Oh, she's still in the air. You brought her near death. You decimated her health with one massive hit, that's for sure.
It has disadvantage on all its attack rolls because I critically hit her. That's a slasher feat.
Dang. And I gotta kind of wonder how the disarming strike worked. Does she have hands anymore? After that sword with a full
Your call.
Well, I mean, I have to leave her with hands. She has to be able to still try to strangle Nimbar at least. Or use her longsword, one or the other. And again, John's like, why me? Clever
I've
enemies.
done nothing this fight.
It's like they brought a wizard down to Kintyre. Take him out! Oh my word. Okay, so.
Oh, I'll use my dancing greatsword to hit her one more time. The Avernus, because it's 30 feet up and has 30 feet of movement.
Be 10 to get there and then 20 to go straight up. Even at right angles, no problem. You go ahead. Roll an attack as your sword floats 50 feet in the air.
Okay.
I think this is its third and final turn, though, isn't it?
It gets 4, and it's
4,
only its
perfect.
second. It had one. So it goes by strike, not by round.
Oh, good. That's even better. Because we never got this far usually.
Yeah, I usually keep track of it. But we don't normally get 4 rounds.
Nope, normally the team kills things too quick, but I made this one a challenge.
Yeah.
But this was the moment where the DM pushed the glasses up. Excuse me, I need a clarification on the ability. Alrighty, and with a 9, 26 total, that is a hit. So you go ahead and roll your damage. Oof. 6 and a 3. By some miracle, she's still floating in the air, looking quite injured.
And yeah, that'll end my turn, because that's my movement, my bonus action, and my 3 attacks. Sorry that took so long, you guys.
Jillian goes full cheese grater mode with full monoxis and manages some serious move as she jumps from the wall and slices one, stabs the other, barrel rolls to the side, and gives him one final slice before he's back on his feet. Jade's turn. Another stab with the honeysuckle. That's definitely a hit, 32 against the Avernus. Avernus? I think I'm just messing it up now. $15 points. And the sneak attack. I love hearing the dice jiggle. So Jade, after dodging 3 consecutive swings with the long sword, readies his rapier with perfect precision, and with one stab forward, lands it underneath the chest plate of the armor, in between 2 pieces, as he cuts her down. That's enough to kill her. The Avernus, seeing who the true master of the combat for this one is. Anything else for Jade's turn?
Yeah.
Rushes into support.
Yep, and then I'll end my turn there.
I'm going to sing over to here just so it's out of the way, even though it's way down there. But it doesn't take a spot, so it doesn't matter. Alright, end of Jade's turn as he rushes in to help put the pressure on the pit fiend.
Alright. Let's go ahead. I think that thing's near death, so we're just going to go ahead and cast the Toll is Dead on the flying dude.
Alright.
DC 25.
Wisdom save. You can pass. I believe in you. Nope. With a thud, her body lands on the ground beside you, annihilated by your attack. leaving only the Pit Fiend, not standing, but close to it.
Flux, you got this.
Lulu's turn. She just speaks up. Yeah, okay, what Nimbar said. You got it, Flux. I believe in you. Pit Fiend's turn.
Did I take damage from that fall, or did Nimbar cast Feather Fall?
I Feather Followed you.
Thank you very much, sir. I wasn't sure if you had or not, but I appreciate it.
No worries.
Pit Fiend's going to stand up. Because obviously it has to do that. Which really cuts down its already available movement. And it's going to give a firm bellow of a roar as it readies up its weapons. And today's unlucky target is Jade, because I rolled 1d3 as it lays into you with a bite and misses, and a claw, though those teeth came dangerously close, as did the claws. But again, Jade moves like a fresh weed flying in the wind, untouched by the mower. Until it swings its mace at him. That connects really hard, straight into the sternum. I'm letting that hang on air as always, in case anyone is saying something. Otherwise, I'll roll some damage.
Yeah, we have my thing back.
Did you not use your reaction on me, though?
Yeah, but then I had a turn.
Oh, okay.
And now it is a miss, because of silvery barbs.
I don't think it matters. But we'll go with Dan just in case.
The Pit Fiend's going to roar.
Sorry, I should have had disadvantage anyway, because I cast Distracting Strike on it.
Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. New hit with a okay.
But it's not even disadvantage from silvery barbs. It's a true reroll. You screw him twice. The
attack by an attacker other than you has advantage. Wait. I used the right one. Might have meant to do goading, but... Oh, okay, so I give you guys advantage. I don't give him disadvantage, but I don't suppose it matters anyway.
And plus, with the silvery barbs, it's a force reroll. It's not even advantage, disadvantage. It's such a kick in the teeth. But... Pit Fiend's gonna go angry now as it charges. He may only have a couple feet of movement, but he's using all of them. You can take your attacks. You feel free. You go right ahead and try and kill him. Okay. I suppose. He's gonna kill that Nimbar, charging at him.
Didn't he just use all his attacks?
No, he has 4.
Oh, he still had 1 left.
Yep. The first 3 missed on the target, so he's pretty much going through the death throes. He's like, screw it, I'm taking that wizard with me.
Anyone who hits him has advantage.
Oh god.
Besides me. I don't get it.
Everyone's in range when he's moving.
You were still blinking. You were still blinking when he went to move, so you get the advantage there.
Make sure to roll the second d20 in case you get another 20.
I will,
the position he was in was here, so yeah, you get advantage as he moves. Definitely.
Okay. I'll roll another 20, but I also think I'm going to use goading attack now, which should grant him disadvantage. I'll double check. Oops, did I roll a d12 just there? Yes, I did. Well, we'll just say that was the damage. If that's a 20. No. Let me just double check goading.
It's a wisdom check, and then he has disadvantage if he fails. While you're saying it, I pulled it up to save a minute.
Oh, thank you. He's doing damage.
Ah, he failed, so he has the disadvantages. Wait, what's the DC?
Okay. 23.
Yeah, he fails. Had to double check, high level fights and all that shit. So he has disadvantage, but he's still going after Nimbar. If he lives. First he has to take Flux's shot, and then he has to take Jade's. I say that because, you know, sneak attack. Dangerous.
I only did 31.
Yep, I see it now. I am blind as a bat.
Okay.
As he's near death, can Jade finish him before he gets to try to hit Nimbar a second time?
Alright, so you're done your attack?
Who, me? Yeah, I've already rolled damage. It was 31.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to double check so we didn't get confused with a ton of dice mixing together between the two of us.
That's
That's okay.
It's like Courtney pours a bag of dice onto the table when either of you attack. Honeysickle takes its stab. 15 and a 15. Look at that, 29. That's definitely a hit. You go ahead and throw up that sweet, sweet crit, or sweet, sweet sneak attack. 11 points for Honeysickle. Another 3 for 14. Plus 31 points.
45 damage total.
Unfortunately,
Nice math.
Nimbar, he's still standing.
But he has disadvantage.
He's kind of screwed. As he makes a swing with his tail on disadvantage. Oh, damn. I'll show you the dice rolls that he got. He defies destiny. I think he earned that.
All we see is 32.
Oh, it's an 18 and a 20.
Oh.
But the disadvantage prevented a crit hit, so that's the important thing.
Thank you, Fox.
Tail sledgehammers into Nimbar for
Welcome.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Well, he technically has a few feet of fly speed, but it's not going to be enough to do nothing to move. So, Alec's turn, as he sees a pit fiend strike his friend.
You have advantage. I think you're on mute, Dean.
Yep, I think so.
Right. Okay. Is that minus 10? Is that supposed to be plus 10?
No,
That's
he's
his
slow
speed
bites
is
thing.
reduced.
Oh, okay. Right.
Flux chopped his ankles.
And I have advantage. He's distracted.
Yep, you have advantage due to all the crap that everyone's done so far to him. It's a bit of a long
Okay.
list.
Right. Well, I guess I'll just start with primal savagery. Wow.
That's a hit.
And another one. No. Oh,
Jeez. That's just
Okay.
rough. 19 points
19.
of damage. You nailed
Wait,
it.
you can roll a 10?
Yeah, apparently, but it was balanced out by 2 1s there, John.
I mean, true.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh my, oh my.
All right. I guess for my bonus action, well, I mean this should be a disadvantage, but I have advantage, so it's just a flat roll.
That's a hit. 14 points of radiant damage.
Another one.
Yep, but you know
My
what?
God.
As you aim up and pull back on a bow, it looks down at you. And you let it loose right in its head. Through the jaw and through the cranium. It falls at your feet with a mighty thud.
And then Nimbar falls to his ass. Oh god, it's over.
That fight really got away from us there. Imagine if we hadn't flown the ship here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lulu walking forward. You probably need another long rest afterwards for sure. Leans over to Flux. I don't know what mechanics that does. But now you find yourselves among the dead bodies in the silence of this area. You can also steal that rope, by the way, if you wanted it.
We will collect the
Yeah,
stuff from
yeah.
Dead Copy Number.
The rope itself is a rope of entanglement. It's a common magical item. I'll toss it in. With an action, you can use a command word to cause it to go forward on a DC 15 dex save. It's a weak sauce item at this level in the game if you're doing on anything with dex, which a wizard does not have, thank God. I always wanted to turn a player into a piñata.
You succeeded?
It was fun.
Rude.
I had a good time. It's my job to at least make it a challenge.
I have to say, that was the quickest simulacrum yet.
Yup.
It had some few other nasty fights, but nothing that was like this one at the end here. Like I said, one last hat tip to the devils and demons before you make your way into Kintyre itself. The shining light of the barrier just a little ways further forward than where you presently stand yourself. As Bellamy pulls herself out of the snowbank and lands with a thud like, ooh, brings up her dukes, looks around, then smirks a bit and it's like, haha, we win.
So, Kintyre is like from an older edition, right? It's or like a different setting.
A legend wrapped in a myth, wrapped in story. It's said to be an ancient city or something of the sort, some sort of place. Maybe just a dungeon, maybe just a building, God only knows. Trapped in the 8th layer of hell, having been sent there, with some of the single greatest magical treasures in D&D history, they say. Kintyre, as near as I know, has actually never been put out there. I've never seen anyone do anything with it. I've never seen an adventure placed in it officially. I don't think anyway. So I had some artistic liberties to have some fun with it the way I wanted to. Pardon me. It's literally a footnote, if I recall, in a spot of a corner. But it's one of those things that just ran away with itself.
Yeah. It's just, I've never been there, but I've been right next to it. I've been to Tarbet, but I never went all the way down to Kintyre. Well, yeah, so you know what? Kintyre's the whole peninsula, so technically...
Holy crap, I forgot it's a place in Scotland.
Yeah. Every time you say it, I'm like, oh, I've been there. Wait, the thumbnail for Kintyre looks like the Tarbet Castle, which I have photos of me. Jillian, one of those photos was on the Bumble profile.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, Kintyre. Yeah, I've been, guys, it's just there. You want to go on the A83, but you need to drive up round Loch Gilphead first.
The actual description for Kintyre, because I'm looking it up here, because it's from the Guide to Hell that was printed back in '99, was Kintyre, an enormous uninhabited city of strange architecture that was buried deep under the ice. And it gets footnoted everywhere else, but I've never actually seen it used.
Cool. It's just... that's cool. It's just, it's odd that to think, like, some place, somebody in, like, a different country to where you're from, just picked, like, a random place from your country. It's like, yeah, it's mystical, innit? And you're like, what,
like,
there?
Any of us go over to, UK and we jump in on a D&D game and they're like, and we're gonna send you to a mystical, magical kingdom. I'm like, alright, what's it called? And they're like, Truro.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, okay. That's actually kind of awesome. Because I did some quick Googling on the side there. Oh, I forgot the fiendish court blah blah. The fiendish portfolio from D&D 3.5 did mention a chunk on Kintyre, but thousands of feet below the glacier Tishmox, which is where you find yourselves now, but you kind of skip Tishmox.
It's just, I feel you've made some work for yourself, Alan, because anyone may find that Kintyre is going to need to have like a flawless West Coast accent. I mean, even I can't do that.
Oh god. I will give you the description then in the game, and I'll throw it over into the handouts. This is basically everything that's been written on it. You've met the exploration teams. You killed them. This guy was the foreman. He had a deal. He's like, I'm a devil. Why am I gonna demon? Why am I gonna work with devils? And Mephistopheles comes up to himself and he's like, I'll make you a good deal. And he's like, that is a good deal. Okay, I'm hired. Thanks. I'll start Monday. But I'm
So Mephistopheles considers the city his personal hunting ground, but he'd never been there. It's because he doesn't know where it is.
They didn't say they had access to it, just that they've been spelunking trying to get in there.
Ah, okay.
Beyond these rocks lies a great barrier, some 30 feet across, that's been cut in the snow itself like a big circle. And the easiest way to explain it, it's like it's pushed against the side of a snow globe.
Is I was going just a bit test. Is everyone okay? But obviously not looking at the bar. Let me see if
I'm
I
fine.
can.
Alan doesn't like to hit me.
My
Well, I
star
tried.
form.
You didn't try once in this fight, Alan.
No, John went nuts with the super high level spells, and the Baylor was like, that's a wizard. We can't let him get in. Don't worry, there's gonna be plenty of things trying to Swiss cheese you up in the next area.
So my form will switch to that of Chalice. It lasts for 10 minutes, my star form, so I figure we've still got like a good 9-8 minutes left after the fight there. So I'll...
She go make her way over and look around the party, be like, I think that's one of the longest fights I've ever seen you go through, but it was pretty quick nonetheless. You whoop some ass, ho ho!
So I'll cast heal on Nimbar for 70. Plus.
Why are the R's missing? That's the weirdest thing about that. Not all of them, just every once in a while. There's an R that's just gone. Fierce is gone?
Let me try using Notepad to clean that up.
So you get 88 back on
88. Oh, thank you.
yeah, because I'm all shiny in that.
I
And
feel.
then,
I do feel significantly better.
where else am I looking?
I'll just take. Do I have 2-second wins? No, just one. I get it back on a short rest.
Well, hang on. Well, yeah, I guess a short rest is not too big. I'll also do a. That's quite a lot.
Well, don't use anything on me because I can. Like, my modifier to second wind is 19, so even if I roll a 1, I'll be at max.
Okay.
And I get that back on a short rest, so.
Right. I'll try and. Okay, then I'll do a. I'll cast a Cure Wounds. And then my Chalice will kick off again.
Is that all coming at me?
I'm just waiting. So you take the 14, I'll take the 15.
Perfect. Jade, can I get a couple of those healing potions?
Yeah, so I guess I'll take some. Yeah, but I think I've got some on me. Let me see.
We have how many healing potions do we have?
79.
Alright, I'm gonna use a couple. Alright, cool. So I used 4.
jeez. Oh, that's okay. That's acceptable. And I will have used. I guess I'll use 4 as well. So that's. Oh, again, snake eyes again. That's shocking. Absolutely shocking.
I'm sorry. It is just funny how bad your luck is with those dice. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm DMing a game for on
I was
Thursdays
just
and
gonna
Wednesdays.
I was just gonna tell him that. I was gonna expose you.
And it's 4 level 2 party members against 4. It's supposed to be a deadly encounter. There was one round I rolled 2 attacks at advantage. Or was it 3 attacks at advantage and I hit once?
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Like, I genuinely, if I ever run a game for you, you're in such little danger.
So I could play a halfling cleric and really screw the game for everybody. It's like, we're never gonna die. Nothing will hit me and I'll keep y'all on your feet forever. Oh yeah.
The only time I have luck with challenging players is when they're having a off day for rules. Any other time, it's like, okay, well I rolled a 4 and a 5. You're safe.
Alrighty then. With the team healed up practically, little bits and pieces of damage here and there. What's the plan, everyone?
Loot the bodies.
Well, I will say you see Nimbar, he's already going to the Pit Fiend's remains, picking up its weapons and its hand and all that, and nodding. Though inferior to your own weapons, Nimbar's just like, I'm gonna take these. John had asked about that, so definitely.
So it's like, I earned this.
Beyond that, they carry long sword
I did earn
bows.
it.
Their weapons function as magical weapons for the purpose of overcoming damage resistance, though they don't have any further pluses beyond that. And it's just loot. More for Jade to add to his collection. 2 sets of longbows and 2 long swords. And the whip and the sword from the Baelor. And the mace from the Pit Fiend. And beyond that, that's most of the stuff. I don't think I'm forgetting enough. Oh, and of course the rope, but I sent the link for that already. I think I did.
Yep.
Yeah, I just need the hands and the weapon of the Baelor. Now we need it from a planetar. Actually, wait. In this timeline, when we killed the planetar, who was possessed by the dragon.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll just save you the
that
time.
was.
No. I know where you're going with it. The answer is no. And just for fun.
I just wanted the hands and the weapon. Was that so much?
Since it's now in the past, here's the actual map for Nefestar. It was pretty much like the one I showed you, everything frozen with a big city. Good times. That's from official media. Not that I really needed to use it for anything yet, but good times. Good times. So what's the plan now, everyone?
Well, I'll go over and have a look into this void, which I don't think he's had the chance to look at yet.
It's a large barrier. Blocks much of your vision, blurry and worn as it is. Looking inside, you see a lot of haze and a cavernous area, easily multiple kilometers wide. But you can't get a good clean view with the barrier in the way. Slowly fluctuating, having small hexagons spinning through them to give it that sort of cool look that you get on a digital barrier, you know. DM's having a little fun with that.
Does Belly mean like a sick drum beat to play the opening song? Or actually, maybe does anyone have like message or telepathy or something? We should probably try and find the others. or Rhea and or Zariel and such. I didn't forget about them. I remembered at the last minute. That still counts.
Alec hears a voice in his head. Be not afraid, little mortal, for Lulu has telepathy. Ho ho ho. Lulu gives you a wink, then says, "Oh, I've been trying, but I ain't got nothing on the radar. But I only go out like 120 feet." Messaging spell or something might work, depending on the situation that the other party members find themselves in. The DM kind of taps his nose and says something about final dungeon, no NPC help though, so you know.
Oh yeah, I guess that I would like to make sure they're not dead.
Oh yeah.
We just flew through a mountain.
I don't
So
like the hand wave on things, so you know they definitely have more story left. So don't worry about that, man. I can tell you that much to help appease. But
just for the video's sake, so they know I'm not a heartless monster, or so they know that Alec is not a heartless monster.
No, they know I am. After what I did to Pop, I have to be the one.
Or a heartless bastard.
You gotta be it to be the DM, though. You gotta be willing to make the big sacrifices.
Yeah,
I hate that damn dog.
That was just too much.
Oh, you'll get a happy ending maybe someday if you all win the campaign. But big question: what about this barrier?
Well, I guess we have the song that opens it, that acts as the key. Dispelling, we need like a sick drum beat. I've got a drum. I can play the drums. That's about as much as I can do.
Bellamy, who stared at the lights for a few minutes, is now taking time to look at her violin. She's like, "Alright, I think I can..." Wait, no, hold on. Starts retuning it a bit. She goes, "Okay, we're good. I'm gonna..." Holds up her violin, gets ready, pauses, starts plucking the strings. "No, this one needs change," flips it out. "Okay, I think I'm good." Looks at the bowstring. No. Starts putting fresh rosin on it. Gives an okay, I think, okay, I got this. No. Okay. Looks over towards Jade. "You got that little metal head? I want to rub it for good luck."
I did forget to check. Did we want to take a short rest? Because I know Flux gets a bunch back on a short rest.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but if I'm the only one benefiting from it, I don't have to do it.
I would get a wild shape back, so it's not the worst idea. I guess if we hear like devils and demons furiously digging at the collapsed in bits, try to get through to us.
That's a perception check.
Okay. Cosmos, is this still within 10 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
I'll allow it.
my dragon form, whenever I make it enter wisdom check, so I would get advantage. No, wait. No, I treat roll of 9 or lower and a d20 as a 10.
Oh,
So you're going to roll a 10.
A bit of Jade shenanigans, yeah.
This is where
probably.
20 comes out, you watch. That's close, at 12.
Yeah.
The 31, you're standing there and Lulu looks up. "Do you hear any?" Like, shh. Lulu's like, "Do you hear any?" And you're like, "Lulu, damn it." But nothing. You hear absolutely nothing. Same for Jade, just the silence of the snow. No scraping or digging. You're pretty certain you collapsed the entirety of the tunnel network. Whatever was in there isn't going to be alive for much longer.
Alright, so we can take an hour.
I'd get my 2 hold monsters back, so.
1 hour later, nothing happens. Still just silence.
Can roll a hit die.
Ooh, I still got my breath weapon attack back. I forgot that was a short rest now.
Nice.
Alright, so that's a little disappointing. D&D Beyond gives you the option to hit dice, but it only seems to roll one at a time, and and then collapses the window on you.
Oh, the Foundry lets you just keep rolling until you're done.
I'd pass on some feedback to the D&D Beyond team, but most of the time you raise a bug with them, they're like, yeah, we know. Cool story, bro.
That's literally what happened for my the dragon belt. Hang on, dragon skin belt, I think is what it's called. It increases. I have a rare one, so it should increase. I play a monk in our Tuesday game. It should increase my key save to 17 instead of 15, and it just there's no function. I have it equipped. It's an official item. It's not a homebrew item, but it doesn't change my key points at all on my sheet.
Big oof.
And I reported it, and they're like exactly what Dean said. Yeah, we know. Can't fix it. Okay, so you're just not gonna try? Cool.
Actually, what you could do, Jillian, is a wicked big workaround. You could make a custom homebrew monk class and increase its key points by 2. Have it be an exact copy of your class, just give it 2 more key points. But that's a huge big workaround.
I don't know that I could do that without changing my wisdom up. That would affect my other stats. There's literally there's no way to increase your key save.
Oh,
May have to peek, see if I can figure out a way to hack that in for you to help save a little
If you want to try to take a look at it, but I know you're very busy, and it's not even for this game, so don't feel like you have to.
Well,
but
I have the time. I'll probably be prepping for this one, though.
Yeah, I think it would be... I think I would have to increase my wisdom, and that would affect a bunch of other stats, so I don't think I could do it.
The one I reported was a 500 error, like full-on API crash. So if you put custom text in an item, and you delete that text with the backspace key, it'll crash your character sheet page. Like the whole page just crashes.
Like the Apocalypse Sword, how it has the weird funky text.
Yeah, so if you want to clear that, you need to like clear all the customizations on it. Just click the no customizations button, and they said, oh yeah, we know about that. And I'm like, well, I work in software. I feel a 500 error, a complete crash shouldn't be live for more than a day. You can't just say don't do it.
Doctor, it hurts when I touch my elbow here. Well, don't touch your elbow there. But doctor, I need to know why.
Doctor, it hurts when I wake up in the morning. Well, then wake up in the afternoon.
Well, if you say so. I'll work. I can only work a half day. Oh my. Alright, so Bellamy's got her violin ready. You've all had a short rest to get some bonuses back. She's gonna look towards Jade and be like, you got that little metal head thing from the other place? I need some good luck.
The metal head thing?
You remember with the mask on it? I played music and it blew up and we took its head? At least I think
no, for once.
Or did you take the robot or anything?
Second time you've caught me off guard. I don't know what you're talking about.
Back in the maze at the very center of it, I'm just trying to remember, when you met that golem that you played music and then it turned off, did the party steal anything from that? I'm trying to remember.
The instrument. We took that and I think that's it.
Alrighty, just wanted to make sure that it was just the instrument, because that's what I thought. But I wanted to make sure, because, you know, it's been so long on those ones and I didn't want to look at the damn video. Okay, so I did get that one a bit of a slip. For some reason I thought someone ripped the head off of it. Must be thinking of a different campaign.
No, but Jade does something different. I pull up my wand of conducting. She now has an orchestra behind her to do the song.
Awesome. That kicks in and follows. And Bellamy's going to walk up towards the big shiny area. She's going to make a comment that it looks pretty. And she's going to pull out her violin and start to casually play. With an orchestra behind her. And as she does, the light shifts, aligns, and colors, matching, twisting, and turning, before slowly beginning to open. a radiant light filling the area, before simply allowing passage through, about 10-15 feet wide. While she plays, it remains open. I got the fancy music playing, but that's about it. Y'all walking through?
Yeah. Sorry, Dad. Maybe next time. Hello, Z.
The barrier itself is surprisingly thin. Inches, maybe, at the most, despite the incredible size of it. Bellamy continuing to play as the group of you make your way inside. Find out more next week on Dungeons. No, not quite that mean. Because as you make it inside and Bellamy stops the melody and the portal closes behind you, two things happen. First off, the violin responds, unfortunately. She looks confused for a moment and says, "Uh-oh," as the barrier shocks, and she completely disappears, flickering for a few moments. And before people even have the time to run and catch her, she seems to reappear. Like, wait, I'm not sure what's... and disappears once again. The DM will save an Arcana check from the characters. You'd be able to figure it out within a few moments. That somehow Bellamy has resonated with the actual barrier of this place, and seems to be flickering in and out of existence itself, still following alongside with the party. Just there and not there at the same time. She could rematerialize temporarily, or completely disappear for hours on end. Hard to say. Very weird thing. Perhaps if you can make it to whatever's powering this barrier, figure out how the magic works, you might be able to save her from this odd fate. But the DM taps his nose and says this way if Courtney shows up she can play without us having to have a really good explanation. Yes, I
see
know.
what you did there. Yeah, very clever.
However, that's so no one's concerned like, oh no, Bellamy, we need to be worried about her. No, not at all. This is me saying, Courtney, if you do come back, your character will literally magically reappear by the very power of the gigantic city that you all find yourself coming to. And I got a picture I'll throw up in a minute, but I'll give you the description of this beautiful plane of existence, as Lulu says, sniffing the air. She goes, "Oh my word, do you all smell that?" And she takes a deep breath. And by some fluke, as you take a sniff and smell and enjoy the beautiful air, anyone can give me an Arcana check.
Oh boy.
Nimbar nails it.
Don't worry, guys. I got it.
Oh crap, Flux comes pretty close.
I do love that Flux like rolled the highest die.
Alex saying, "What is it? It smells nice out here." And of course, Flux is gonna give him a little elbow. "It smells great out here. It's different from wherever we just were." And Jade's able to confirm, very different. Something about this feels odd. And Nimbar rubbing his chin. Maybe even took out his pipe to have a smoke while he watched his friends talk, because he's old and I can say that and he's a gnome. Maybe just relaxing for a minute and rubbing his beard, enjoying it, and he just smiles and says, "Demi-plane." Lulu looks so happy because the air here doesn't smell like shit anymore. It's warm and comforting on the skin. All of the negative effects of hell that you've experienced up until this point no longer apply. You don't have to worry about rolling a 1 and breaking a weapon if it's mundane, or any of the other negative effects of food, or any of those. This barrier is more than just a barrier. It completely cuts this gigantic floating city off from the rest of the planes, making its own demi-plane. Explaining why it's so strange to behold, because, broken as it is, in fact, you see pieces of it floating around of this gigantic city. In the middle, a large grouping of buildings and cities and village areas floating around. Easily a dozen kilometers across, spread through the air. As you look upon the torn-apart city of Kintyre, floating before you as you stand at the very edge of it. Now, the first thing your eyes would notice on looking at this bright, brilliant plane is even though it's all disconnected and floating there, none of it seems damaged, none of it seems broken. I think that's a nice little preview for next week. As we get ready for the final part of Conqueror of Avernus, Kintyre.
Well, that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Good,
Next
exciting.
You'll be stepping into dungeon territory once again, and I've got me some nice tricks up my sleeve for it. I got a nice ending plan, too. Oh, yeah. This is the start of a long set of dungeon. I say long, but you know, it's your level 19 and level 20 meat on the bones. Gotta make it at least count. And yeah, I pulled some lame stuff to get Courtney's character in a state of limbo, so that way we don't have to worry about them. I will not be programming the encounters, though, for a team of 5. It'll be a team of 4. If she shows up, awesome. It'll be a good time. But beyond that, any questions, anyone?
Yeah, are you happy?
Well, very much so. Something like
No, I don't.
3 years
I was
ago?
just
I think 3 years ago or so, we started the campaign, maybe a bit longer. And
Oh,
back
yeah?
then, I planned to this point. I'm not kidding. And it's very rare in D&D when you get to see a plan come to fruition by the very end. So yes, Gillian, I am quite ecstatic.
Yeah.
So happy.
Oh, that's good. I was joking.
Yeah.
You nailed
I'm
it,
so
though.
happy. I am very pleased that we've managed to get this campaign with the same core of people from like level 6 to level 19. 'Cause that shit doesn't happen.
Not often, no. And yeah, you are very near the end. I'm going to have some good fun runs here. And in fact, I will warn you all as a preview, so don't go looking. The artist who did the Descent into Avernus map itself and a bunch of other stuff for D&D, his name slips my mind at the moment, but I'm going to see if I can quickly find it. Oh, pardon me. Blando, I think? Shoot.
Calrissian?
Jared Blando. They did a lot of artwork. They also made a dungeon map that hasn't been used from anything I found. So I bought it, and it's going to be featured in this upcoming dungeon as you go through. One of a few.
Nice.
It's going to be a good time. I mean, when I say I bought it, it was like $2 or $3. The dude's pretty good, so you know. But yeah, that's all I got up my sleeve. Next week, we're going to start and put a nail in the coffin of this campaign and get it ready to go for the end run. Then after that, it's the level 20 campaign. Hang on your boots. Well, I should say hang on your butts. But, you know, I only can make so many good movie quotes in a single day, and I use it all with Fly, you fools.
I don't know how I feel about this campaign ending.
Oh, you still got a bit of a jog left before it's done.
Yeah, it's just like we've been at this for years.
Yep.
When it's over, I don't know how that's going to feel.
All things come and go.
This is Sunday now. This is
Yeah.
Sundays don't just end. What are you talking about?
Oh my word. DM pulls out a book. Well, I do have a sequel and a separate campaign entirely planned, so you know.
Yeah, we're just going to, all your characters just lose all their power.
Oh my word. No, this is not a Metroid game.
I outright told work, no, I will never work Sundays. I have plans.
Yup. And they'd be like, what's your plans? You'd be like, here, look on YouTube. We're famous, okay? I get 35 views a video.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't put them up to make them like podcast grade. They're mostly like someone comes and they bring that family VHS camera on their shoulder and they're recording your doing your Christmas concert when you were a kid. If anybody had to do those too, that's basically what these are to me. It's like we get the recording, we put them on YouTube, we can look back and say, "Do you remember?" It's like, "Yeah, I remember. I got my ass kicked. It was awesome."
I remember that. They've been very helpful for me to go over and go, okay, what is the wording? All right, this is the wording.
Yep.
All right.
You come back later, you're like, I got this, 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 and the bad guy's like, but I overruled it because of this. And you're like, damn it, Alan, you planned for that. I only got so many tricks left up my sleeves, though.
Being a lawyer and playing a fiend-heavy D&D game, like, how much of a challenge would that be? DM, you're like, well, actually,
you'd have to do it the way that I did it with Gargoth. It's like, go ahead and give me a check on it, and you ace the check, and it's like, there are no loopholes or breaks in the deal. It is ironclad and solid and fair, as near as you can tell with a 35 on the check. So unless Gargoth beat your 35, which is possible because he's pretty much the guy who writes the rules, there's nothing in there that's going to get you. But I mean, also, if a DM did anything above 35 and let you roll in the first place, unless you're level 20, it's a dick move. In my opinion. 40s pop up at level 20. It happens. You just wait to see what I'm going to do to Jade. You think you're stealthy and sneaky and can sneak in and get all the goods and steal stuff from bad areas? Oh man, I'm going to go Prince of Persia on you in this dungeon. You just wait. And you ain't got no time dagger to save yourself. Ha 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 ha. Oh my word.
Or do I?
God, I hope not. But it wouldn't surprise me. Bring the thing out, Lulu's like, what in the hell did you get that? And Jade's like, do you remember that one level from the campaign for the dungeon where we were in that room and you found it? And I'll be like, damn it, you're right. And that'll be that. Alrighty then, everyone. I think that's a good spot, though, to cut off, because we're already about 15 minutes over on due anyway.
Alright, well, thanks for the game. It was,
always a pleasure. And next week, we get to kick it off with one last run through a dungeon. It's going to be awesome. Alrighty. Y'all have yourselves a good one.
You as well.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Always a pleasure. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.